Sid is just
Hello!
get it over with.
Welcome back. What are you
Doesn't
talking about? That was a perfectly cut introduction.
Great.
Welcome to High Rollers Dungeons and Dragons.
Welcome.
Yeah.
With me, your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Holmes.
Who hates Trinity from The Matrix.
Garbage character. Pointless. Absolutely useless.
Well, she's dead as well, so.
But up there with not like this, not like this.
Oh,
Useless
yeah.
characters.
And then yoink.
Joining me this week, we have Rhiannon,
Hey.
Chris, Kim,
A mouthful.
Tom, and Katie. Katie's back. Back from Gamescom, feeling a bit better. Still a little bit, but we're going to be good. It's going to be good times. Thanks for joining us.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to catching you up on what happened last week.
I just found Smeek's stats.
Oh, well.
Rip it up!
I'll just take those.
Take that, yeah.
Oh.
Don't worry about those. Right. Couple of things to talk about before we get on with the recap. Chris Trott, who is sponsoring this episode?
This would be our usual wonderful sponsor, D&D Beyond.
Whoa!
Right in the middle there.
Oh.
Because we built our characters using D&D Beyond, if you're watching on twitch.tv/HighRollersD&D from a computer at home, you have access to a cool feature that not many of you may have seen.
What?
We have a D&D Beyond overlay of our characters that updates in real time. Is anyone checking that out right now? As we take hits, attune an item or level up, you can observe and check it all out right on the Twitch player.
Yeah.
Not on the app, but on computers at home.
On what channel?
Mark, Twitch.tv, I said it already.
Did you?
Twitch.tv/HighRollers
D&D.
I didn't.
We can only enable it on one channel. But it's
Speaking
on
of
that
which, we might as well do this now. If you're over on High Rollers D&D Twitch channel, why not sub up? Use that Amazon Prime sub. We got loads of cool emotes. How many slots are we away from a new emote, Kim? You know this stuff.
Fair
off the top of your
amount,
head.
because we
Oh, okay.
actually dropped in the month switch. So
Switch
we
Prime.
need to get back up there, because we have a re-poggers emote ready and waiting to go.
Pretty beautiful.
And we need you to sub and unlock it.
Sideways.
You can get it.
Sideways.
Yeah, like twist a bit more. There we go. It's like basically that. Yeah.
Better than that.
You want that?
Better than that.
You want that? Very
want
good.
that?
Sub to High
you go.
Rollers
You know you want
D&D.
There's that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Sorry, fine.
Whoa.
What? Oh, you're not finished.
He's not
Sorry.
finished.
He's got a whole other
He has a
spiel
speech.
Do you have a whole speech?
about killing me.
Mark, as an example, can you bludgeon Nova to death?
Yeah, I could do. Yeah.
Not that I want to see it happen or anything, but please just create an overpowered monster and deal a killing blow to Nova's character.
Nova take 50 damage.
That's not enough. 61 in it.
Well, it would still demonstrate the hit points.
Yeah, we need to see a live update of the hit points for those
hit
at
me
home.
instead, I've got
to
one.
show you that it's real time.
I'll go to
What?
0. Look,
Yeah.
oh, I'm on 0 now.
You're dead.
I was.
Hey.
Nice. Can we
good.
remove that character now from the game?
Wow.
Okay, bye.
Wow.
Bye, I'm going home, bye.
Know what you're talking
it.
about. Now you can play Boblin the Goblin.
And that's just one of the many amazing features that we utilize on D&D Beyond. Please check it out for free on dndbeyond.com.
Yes.
It's genuinely a good service.
amazing.
Like it's really useful. It's revolutionized the way a lot of us play D&D.
Yeah.
I make characters on it all the time
Can't
that
live
I'll
without
never
it.
get to play. Nice. Now that I've moved away from my notes, PAX West is next weekend. Well, it's
Oh my
actually
God.
this Friday coming.
Holy shit.
It starts. Which means that there is no regular streams next week. We won't be doing regular Aerois or Descent next week because myself, Tom, and Katie will all be at PAX West.
I could run it.
Our confirmed. No.
You said you didn't want to in the group chat.
I didn't want to do Avernus.
Avernus. Well, maybe you. I'll leave that.
But
to you.
I could run Aerois.
Well, no,
Easy.
You're not running Aerois.
Really? You were gonna
let's
let
put
him
that
run
No, absolutely
Descent?
not.
It was never an option.
No. He can run his own thing. I'm not. It's my campaign.
Just give me the reins, man.
No,
I'm
absolutely
ready.
not.
Let
We're gonna
go.
derail that
Sorry,
shit.
any character that says I'm the best character, I will never give the reins to. Anyway,
Best DM too.
the two confirmed things that we're definitely doing is on. Oh God, now my brain's going blank because I didn't write it down.
Saturday.
Friday
No.
is our autograph session, and then Saturday is our panel.
Yep.
Saturday's panel is at 5:30 in the Raven Theatre.
Yeah.
Autograph session is at 1:30 in the autograph area.
Also, we're going to be doing signings throughout the weekend on the Idle
Champions
Champions booth
booth.
because Idle Champions are the ones who are very kindly getting
Flying
us
us out there.
2 packs.
Yes.
So thanks very much. And also, our official pack signing is with Anna Prosser as well, so you'll be able to see Anna.
Oh, and there's a really cool exclusive poster if you come to the Idle Champions
Yeah.
poster.
Yeah, there
It's
is.
a High
Pretty
Rollers poster at PAX West.
Designed by the Idle Champions artist.
That's awesome.
Really, really cool. We are hoping to see quite a lot of you out there because it's going to be our first proper kind of like open public US
American,
appearance.
yeah.
Yeah, because like D&D Live was only a few people, so it's only a small number of people.
Come and see us, otherwise we'll be
Please,
lonely and
we'll
we'll
be
feel
very
really
lonely.
sad.
After this stream, straight after this stream, well, maybe 5-10 minutes after the stream, we have Lightfall's Descent over on twitch.tv/D&D.
Wow.
Make sure you come over and watch that. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Rhiannon's done some crazy
I
shit.
know.
Rhiannon's done some
Oh
crazy
my
shit.
God.
The party fought Arcan, Joe Manganiello's character, and killed him.
Easy.
It's
GG.
pretty nuts.
Arcan who?
It was easy because you guys got an ambush. Let's just make that clear.
I can't the rat.
That was a good plan.
It was
that
a good
was
plan.
a very
Yeah, absolutely.
well-planned ambush.
Absolutely
It was
was.
a total accident, but it worked.
Anyway, twitch.tv/D&D, straight after this. Before us, it's Rivals of Waterdeep, so if you do go over there, be nice, be kind, show them some love.
One last thing, unless you've got one more thing, in which case it's the penultimate thing.
Just saying it.
If you make fan music for Aerois and you unfortunately can't see them in the fan art segment of the show when they are done, before this episode goes live, or before we start, there is a fan music segment, and we've had stuff from Woody and Zafir so far. So if you have anything and you want to see it before
I got
the
some.
episode begins, yeah?
It's I burped.
There you go.
Then
You want to play that
play it
same?
then.
Yeah, do it,
song.
please. Replace that
Play
same
the
song.
Same thing with fan art. Send the fan art in. We fucking love fan art. It genuinely is the best thing that we get to see, especially
Yes.
on like Twitter and
great.
stuff like that. Send it in, post it on Twitter, do all that good stuff. I fucking love it. Especially like fan art of NPCs. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Fucking love that shit.
Cake
T-shirt.
really good.
Yeah. Huh?
The cake family.
T-shirt. We have new merch out at the moment. Try is wearing our
The best
sorcerer
class.
shirt. Sorcerer class shirt. We also have a Lucius T-shirt. They're in a bundle right
Best
now.
player.
Store.yogscast.com. There's also the High Rollers hat. That's all there. Right. With that done, let's play the video so we can crack on with today's game.
D&D. Unbelievable.
I tried, Tom. I tried.
No, I
He's got a messed up elbow. It's fucked
It's
up.
really
gross.
Stop
Great.
showing it off! Put it down,
gross.
child!
It's gross.
And then Milo scratched the other side.
She was picking it. It's fucking
There's a
gross.
hair in it.
Oh,
That doesn't help.
I fell over while skating outside.
that's so gross.
Wear elbow pads, kid. 20-minute skate. And I was like, I don't need elbow pads. Fell over.
What's your name?
Let's bring back Smeek.
Yeah!
Start the episode now.
I'm trying.
No.
Last time on Aerois, Gale Crown, the
You know
Royal
you do that and
Palace.
it really just makes me want. I'm sorry, Tom.
That is
but-
awful podcasting. No one can see that.
Stop. Last time on Aerois, Gale Crown, the Royal Palace and the seat of power in the Sky City of Gusthaven. Here, you met with Sky Prince Aradan and his advisor, the Royal Stave, Elois. There are discussions, new clues and leads related to Lucius's falsified death, and in turn clues to his family's murder. A scryer is missing in the chains, a shanty town hanging from the bottom of the flying city. However, the party also has their own clues to follow. Quill's vision granted by the Eye of the Storm, they decided to investigate the palace library to see if it matched the one that he saw in his vision. Elois accompanies them, taking them to see the library, in which Quill finds a secret door. Intrigued, the
Sorry.
party investigates, with Elois clearing the library to give them privacy. They encounter wards and protections of abjuration magic, and the presence of a golem-like creature. Lucius leaps across the wards and discovers papers, some torn and discarded, that reference the Wind Barons and their actions, but one final letter could not be clearer. How did you let this happen? First, you failed to kill him after you found out he was alive. Then you failed to kill him again in the tower. He's a pathetic milksop daddy's boy and a bunch of lowland mercenaries. How did this happen? He's pissed away a good chunk of my money on an airship, a bloody airship, and sold his estate to those second-class Virinors. You need to do something, Elois. I know you don't like leaving paper trails, but not all of us have access to sending spells, damn it, and one of us needs to hold you accountable. The battle is intense. Elois is a powerful spellcaster, and his guardian golem leaps to his defense. Smeek, your goblin companion, lies dead, frozen solid by magic.
Then burned.
With quick thinking, no, he died in the frozen magic, actually, we found out.
Retcon.
But then he was burned.
With quick thinking, he is overcome, but the party and sentry attempt to knock him unconscious, but a reckless blow from Ayla's howling tempest causes him harm and leaves him bleeding out as his golem desperately races for the exit, only to be brought down. When the party reaches him, Elois has died, and the party are left in the cold stone corridor and secret passage alone. Couple of things. Last time, a lot of mistakes were made.
Yes, there were a few.
There were a few. We've looked at it. We've rectified them. We've gone over it as a team in terms of what we did wrong. I did stuff wrong. Tom did some stuff wrong.
What?
We got really actually
Called out.
I called myself out.
A lot of people, that's not how you play a barbarian. I literally had a character sheet thrown at me like 2 minutes
Also,
before the start of the episode.
there is no way to play a barbarian. Don't ever criticize
Were you
that.
playing me?
So,
yeah.
yes.
Christ.
Because I had too much to deal with. So what I wanted to point out, though, is...
Smeek died. Weird.
Smeek died. What I wanted to point
What a
out...
coincidence.
The reason I bring all this up is two things. One, please don't be rude or spam in chat about rule stuff, mainly because we don't actively check it. We're not going to see it.
We don't see
So
it.
you're just winding the other chatters up. So don't do that. It's far better to just send me a little tweet or post on Reddit and just say, hey Mark, some of the things that you might want to check next time, just let me know in that way. We will revise stuff. We're not going to retcon anything. One thing that people brought up is that Elois should not have been making death saves because Sentry quite rightly knocked him unconscious. However, when Ayla used the Howling Tempest, it dealt damage to him, which would have started his death saves again. He failed one. He had one automatically done by the lightning bolt. Then we actually played out a turn off stream. Me and Tom ran through like what would have happened. I made the death saving throw because nobody got to him in time. It was a 2. He failed again, so he definitely died.
Yeah.
Just wanted to clarify those things up. I know that's not interesting to a lot of people, but for some people who were unclear.
Yeah, but ultimately,
we had fun.
Super fun fight.
Exactly.
I really enjoyed it.
And that's the thing is, if we're having fun,
Because Smeek
it's
died.
okay. We'll look at it and revise it for next time. That's the main thing.
Yeah, if we ever forget things, it's probably because it's
There's
just
so
like in the heat
much.
of the moment.
Yeah. We
We're
don't need to
having
justify
fun.
I just wanted to just make a little point about, please don't spam it in chat because we don't check it. And then also we will revise it afterwards. And this is what we did wrong for you guys to learn.
I need to keep an eye on concentration a lot more as
Yes, yeah, and I need to remember how reactions work. In good news, experience points.
well. Oh, yeah.
So, for the fight against Elois and the Shield Guardian, you earn some. I'm not going to tell you individually, I'm just going to add it all up. But you basically got XP for the fight against Elois. You got XP for defeating his wards, as well as discovering the secret room. You also got a big chunk of XP for figuring out that Elois was involved in the Wind Baron's plot and everything else, for a total of 4,800 XP each.
Wow.
I'm going to wait for Kim to add it and then find out what the total should be.
20,920.
900.
20,920.
4,800.
Oh, 4,800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're like,
20,920.
Ooh!
That's what you should be on.
We're about
If that's what Kim and everybody else is on, that's what you should
Yeah.
be
And that was
That is
done
right.
quickly and simply with D&D Beyond.
Beyond.
we're about 2,000 away from level 7.
That's not far.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a huge chunk.
That was a big
of
chunk.
Big
That was a very tough encounter with a little bit of under preparation on their side, and then also some very clever player tactics on your side that kind of balanced it out so that you didn't get completely.
Yeah, well, we did go there way too early.
Well, I mean, there is no such thing as early. It's just that you just happened to stumble upon like something which was meant to be hidden.
I
Like,
think
it was.
it was me saying in our group chat, did anyone else clock later on that he was called Elois Ironstaff?
Yeah.
I literally have it written in my notes.
He may as well have been called Elois Bad Guy.
I'm the bad man.
No,
I'm
my
the
favorite
bad
one
man.
was the. My favorite one was the. What kind of magic do you specialize in, Elois? Abjuration. Ah, excellent. 5 minutes later in the secret
Abjuration.
corridor. These
Abjuration.
traps are all abjuration magic. Isn't that strange, Elois? Yes.
Oh, yeah,
it is
yeah.
very strange.
So weird. I can't help you with that as well. I can't help you.
It was all because he persuaded me off a zone of truth.
Yeah.
and we're all naive idiots.
And we're all naive idiots. But reset the Brookstone counter.
Yep.
We're back to 0.
Yeah, days since last brookstoning?
Yeah.
0. So,
I liked him as well.
Well, turns out he's a twat.
Yeah.
And turns out anyone that we like will just be like,
Exactly.
no,
Everyone you like, twat.
no.
As long as he doesn't,
can't
he
make
just
friends.
doesn't like milk.
Smeek was our only friend.
Lucius.
He was the only one who didn't brookstone us.
I've known him my whole life.
Now he's
This is
smushed.
fine.
well, you are currently all
Stomped.
in a lit corridor. The light is faded and dim, a slight pulsing from arcane runes. The body of Elois, this elderly high elven mage, it lies on the ground, kind of crumpled next to a mechanical golem-like creature. There is the large round library room that had several papers upon the table. There are also several books along the shelves. So far, none of you have really had a thorough search, but there is a dead body. The secret door that led back into the library is closed. You know that Elois had cleared out the library of any, palace staff before you came in here. You are alone with this dead body. Next to both of them is the dead body of Smeek.
Oh, we have to get him through the palace.
Might have made a big mistake here. How are we going to explain this to anybody?
All of these letters?
I mean, all the letters, only one has a name. And even then, they trusted him. He was like the grand stage
I
master
trusted
man,
him.
right?
I've known him my whole life.
Can't they cast Zone of Truth on
Yeah,
us?
can they not make us tell the truth and stuff? People have done that to us.
Yeah.
I can. Well, yes, yeah.
I'm sure they have
Well,
people.
they're not going to trust it if you do it. You could be like,
I-
I cast it.
Nevertheless, not everyone that we're going to see in the next 5-10 minutes as we get this dead body and Smeek to wherever we need to go is going to know the spell Zone of Truth. They're going to immediately see Elois is dead and we're carrying that body.
There's no one in the library at the moment. We could just
Could we just...
cordon the area off and bring the people to us rather
Crime
than
scene.
carrying a body.
We don't need to carry a body.
Crime scene.
We
Yes.
close the door.
The door is already closed. The secret door is currently closed.
We keep the door closed.
We should bring the Sky Prince here.
If he's not busy, yes.
Even if he's busy, just interrupt him. It'll be
But
fine, right?
No looting, no reading books,
Huh?
no going anywhere. This is as pristine as we left it.
Could I just do one thing?
It really depends.
I just want to. Can I go over to Smeek and just very carefully remove the translator earring?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah,
destroyed?
you actually have to break off part of his frozen solid ear. Like it has to you try and pull it off, and
it
his
still
ear just
frozen? It
snaps.
was burnt.
Yeah, no. So he, I forgot. Obviously, massive damage. Shmeek only had 7 hit points. He took something like 40 points of cold damage. He was frozen solid, and the fireball spell wouldn't he's like an ice statue. He's like brittle, and Nova just snaps the ear off, pulls the ear.
Oh, I did not expect that to happen. Ayla, I'm really sorry.
Well, I don't care. I mean,
Oh,
sure. Honestly, he lasted longer than I thought he would. So
I just shake the ear a bit, like trying
don't
to.
shake it. Don't shake it.
Just. I'm sorry, Sentry. I'm sorry. I didn't think his ear would come off.
That's fine. Little buddy did good. Little buddy did good. He's good. He's happy. He wanted to die this whole time anyway.
To
He
like
died.
this.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well,
beggars
Ayla,
can't be choosers.
Ayla, why don't you zap him now? Like, just. I don't know.
So while they do this, Lucius, Lucius, you are watching them play with the body of Smeek.
We're not playing.
Nova and Ayla
Give me
are
the funeral rites.
pulling bits off Smeek and zapping him with lightning bolts.
I'm gonna.
You just see
Oh my god.
Elois's dead body, the papers. I think Nova picked
I
up the
collected a
papers.
bunch.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna touch the body.
No, but you were zapping it.
I'll give him one zap and be like, there you go. You happy?
Can we please be serious?
I'm deathly serious. He liked lightning. So,
I think this is more about Elois than Smeek at this point.
Oh, I'm not going near that one. I just.
I'm all for japes and frolics. However, we are in a serious situation here. And this man, I knew my whole life as a good friend, an honorable, wise person that everybody looked up to, and that's all been destroyed, as is everything else in Gusthaven. So could we please have an ounce of respect?
I'm sorry, Lucius. I wasn't trying to be stupid.
I understand. Can we go?
Is that what?
Where are we going?
We leave this place and find someone that can come to this crime scene.
Do you think maybe some of us should stay here just to stop other people, like...
We can do, but it's a
Cheating
hidden
or-
place. I think it's for
I mean, the
Elois.
library as a whole.
Oh, the library.
We may as well see if we can stop people coming back into the library.
We don't want people coming here before us and taking things or changing things or touching
If someone
things.
wants to stay here, I will go find the Sky Prince.
I can stay.
I think I'll stay as well. I might read some of these things.
You want me to stay too?
I think potentially,
It might be
if
good to
anything,
send some muscle with Lucius.
you might be good to go with Lucius.
Yeah.
Your protector of
I
royalty.
feel like if words are involved, please send her and not me because gonna say something dumb. Already have, clearly, but
Also, it's
I'll
your
stay
job
here.
to protect royalty. Like, I feel like the Sky Prince would at least appreciate that.
You're a calm influence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Lucius and Sentry are going to go try and find Sky Prince Aradan, whilst Ayla, Quill, and Nova remain in the room.
Yeah.
Okay, just so I know. Okay. Lucius and Sentry, do you have a plan of where you want to go, or are you just gonna leave the library and just find somebody and be like, "Where's the prince? Where's the prince? Where is he right now?" What's the plan?
I think we'll go to the palace.
Yeah.
You're in the palace. The library is in the palace.
Well, then we'll start asking around. I
Okay,
assume.
so you just go and find like a guard or somebody and be like, blah blah blah.
We
Where's
need
the
to
prince?
speak to the prince immediately. It's urgent.
Okay. Yeah, you slide open the secret door, pulling it inwards. You peek out. Nobody's around in the main outside library, the public library of the palace itself. You make your way down to the main steps, and when you open it, there is a guard outside, like just a palace guard, one of the high elf guards of Gale Crown. Wears the livery of the Sky Prince, and he's just like, excuse me. Royal Stave Elois asked us just to keep an eye on the door, make sure that nobody came in. Is everything all right?
No.
Oh, do you need help with something, sir?
Yes, we need to speak with the Sky Prince, if at all possible.
Right. And he looks for a moment. He kind of thinks. He's like, well, it's. He had his forum this morning. He's most likely up in his offices, I imagine, dealing with paperwork and the like. I can't really leave my post here, though, sir, unfortunately.
And can you give me permission to go to his offices?
Sir, you're part of the nobility, of course. You're allowed
Thank
to
you. Very
move
kind.
around. Yes.
Let's just go Sentry.
And you just make your way up. Okay.
Thank you.
The Gale Crown is a very large palace, and navigating it will take some time just because you'll often be stopped, like, oh, can we help you? Where are you going? And once they know it's you, like you do look differently, but they also notice a guardian accompanying you, and it doesn't take long before the eyes kind of set in and people go, oh, Lord Elenasto, yes, of course. Where would you
Okay.
like to go? We'll
Also, I
guide you.
can show them like thing.
Your part. It slows you down
Yeah.
because there's multiple checkpoints you have to go through. So it maybe takes you like
belt off and
5-10 minutes. Yeah, you have to do the security check. Well, no, you're fine because you're noble. You've got TSA pre-check, but Sentry, they're like,
beep it.
it's like beeping, patting you down every time.
Into the big old scanner.
Put her in a tray.
Yeah, but the axe has to go in a separate tray. Yeah. But the idea is that it will take you about 5-10 minutes to reach the Sky Prince's offices, and then you'll when you do arrive, you are basically motioned to an array of like long settees and chairs where you can see other people are waiting to speak with him. There is a queue to speak with the Sky Prince. So the secretary there, kind of a young high elf boy, is just like, Lord Elenasto, yes. I'm afraid that there are a few people that wish to speak to the Sky Prince.
I don't mean to be rude or that these people's matters are inconsequential, but I fear that there is something that requires urgent attention.
Well, I mean, if you tell me what it is, I can tell the Sky Prince, and then he can
To do
determine.
with Elois, and it's severely bad news.
All right. Well, I will pass the message on, sir. It will be up to the Sky Prince if he sees you any sooner, though.
Let me just say it's a crime scene.
At that, he kind of like looks definitely more alarmed, and he's like, right.
And discretion and urgency are required. Thank
Give
you.
me a persuasion check, just to see, because right now this guy's kind of indifferent to you, so. You're not asking him to do anything risky, but it's obviously you need.
19 plus 7.
Yeah,
26.
He's like, he just bows. He's like, of course, Lord Elenasto, no, absolutely. And he's like, he motions over to. You can see like there's another young like woman who's like filing papers, and he's just like, come, you need to watch the front desk for a second. And she's like, where's it? She's like, just watch the front desk. And then he moves to a side door and enters into the royal chambers before him, and just instantly goes. And it doesn't take long. This will take about 5-10 minutes. What are those of you in the secret passage doing in that 5-10 minutes?
I'm making sure I don't touch anything.
Okay.
Like, I'm thinking of just trying to keep it as preserved as possible, like the way it has been left. So it doesn't look like we've just been gone in there, taken a load of shit, and then vanished.
Can I try and block the secret door a little bit?
From the
lock
inside
it
or from the outside?
Or can I lock it from the inside somehow?
You don't know. There doesn't appear to be any physical locking system.
Okay. Does it open outwards?
It opens inwards.
It opens inwards. Can I put anything in front of it to try and like barricade so that someone can't
you
get
could
in?
try and carry one of the bookshelves or the desk from the main round room up the stairs.
Be a bit disturby though.
Maybe.
Maybe just stand there and look ominous.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just going to kind of keep watch on the secret door in case anything comes in. Okay, and then Quill is just trying not to stay moving around like this.
The letter didn't have who sent it, did it?
It did. So I did a little bit of retconning on the letter. I added some more detail because you did catch me off guard last time. It is signed Salvarius Aetheron.
Aetheron, yeah.
Yeah, Salvarius Aetheron, yeah.
Yes.
Can I be like making a copy of the letter?
Yeah.
And just trying to make as many copies of things as possible, like.
Yeah. Well, did you say you were going to go through the papers as well?
So
or
so in the fight, I think one of the last things I did was grab all the papers on the desk.
Sorry, I'm just sorting out a replacement mic for Reed. There you go. So you should just pop that off. Yeah. Perfect. Sorry.
Yeah. So in the fight, one of the last things I did was take all the papers off the desk because I
Grabbed all the
thought
papers. Yes.
I thought maybe he was going to burn them or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
So
that.
you're holding them.
So I'm holding them. So can I just start making copies, like especially of this letter, just in case we have to hand them away or like we need evidence?
You're a apprentice writer, and I'm guessing like if are you trying to make exact copies or just the information, because as a scholar you'd be pretty good at making shorthand. Like you could copy large amounts of text very
I think
quickly.
Probably shorthand, like not so it's like evidence, but just so we have.
You have a record of it. Yeah. Well, going through the other papers alongside the letter. The other thing you notice, by the way, is on the desk, the envelope that the letter came in is still there, but it looks like it's been crumpled. But the date mark on the letter is just like I would say less than 24 hours ago. It arrived not long ago, which is you begin to summarize, especially with Nova's intelligence. You've got such a good intelligence. Elois probably hasn't had time. He's probably just read this and hasn't figured out what to do with it yet, which is why it's still here. Otherwise, you suspect that somebody of that intellect probably would have burnt it or destroyed it. So alongside that, so there is the envelope. The other things you find, the other papers, it's nothing. You kind of very quickly get a sense that the rest of the documentation here, none of it is damning evidence. It could be justified. So it's things such as movements of Gusthaven patrols and city watches. Just a record of like, Patrol 5, this time, this district. Patrol 7, this time, this district. Like something that somebody who was making a schedule might keep. It's the names of city watch officers who work at the Cloud Harbor Immigration Center. So basically the port of entry into Gusthaven, it's just names of city watch officers who work there. No other information, just a list of names and then where they work.
Sorry, one last thing. Can I also grab the letter that we wrote for Lucius's father?
Yeah, I'm going to get to that. So that's in these list of papers.
Sorry.
So there is also a list of cargo shipments destined to arrive in Gusthaven and where they'd be coming from. Okay.
All right, no worries, Sid.
Thanks, Sid. There are the names of several nobles, including Salvarius Aetheron, and the department's businesses they have influence over. And then the last thing is the letter from Kaylee's Rest, addressed to Virian Elenasto from Lucius Elenasto. Thank you, Sid.
No problem. Just gonna fix one of the microphones.
Yeah, we think it's the cable, so we're just going to try and fix that now. So that's the stack of papers you find, and it's kind of, it's not really in a journal, it's kind of kept in like a little desk tidy, like a little writing desk tidy, and the letters are two separate, like they were separate to the other information.
Okay.
But that's it, yeah, that's all the like actual paper evidence. The other thing on the desk, actually, if you were over by the desk looking at the papers, there is a spell book there as well.
Can I take that, please?
Yeah, sure. Do you do it subtly, or are you just taking it?
How subtle can you
Actually,
get past
yeah.
22 perception?
Because I think.
I don't think she'd do it sneakily. She'd just be like, oh.
Yeah, if she
like-
just takes it,
Well,
well, yeah, you would see Nova like picking up this book and going.
I imagine
flipping
I'm
through
just
it.
absent-mindedly just like,
We don't want to touch anything at all.
oh. I'll like literally stop. Yeah, I'll just be like, oh, sorry.
We don't want to make it look like we've been rifling through things after.
I've been rifling through things.
Well, kind of. I saw you take the letter. I saw you pick up the
I mean,
spell
yeah,
book.
I took them through when we were fighting because I thought he was going to burn them. I'm just making copies now, just in case we have to get rid. And
We want to make sure that every bit of evidence that we can
Yeah,
give.
you're right. I'm not touching the spell book. I'm not
So
touching.
the spell book, you when you picked it up, it is clearly a wizard spell book, likely Elois's personal spell book. So there are powerful spells inscribed into it, and you just put it down. The other thing on the desk are the 2 unclaimed spheres, the metal spheres. There were 3. Elois grabbed one, tried to activate it, and some sort of spell failed to happen. There are 2 more on the desk,
Okay.
which we'll call spell globes for now.
Spell globe.
What about these things? They look cool.
They look like they could be a fireball.
Well,
The other ones, well, that one wasn't, but
the one that Elois used didn't work.
we don't want to tinker with
How
them in
about-
case they do work.
Leave it for now.
It doesn't take long for Lucius and Sentry as you guys are waiting. It's minutes after you kind of speak to the attendant, the valet at the front. Minutes, Aradan himself steps out and he looks to you. He kind of catches your eyes and looks extremely serious. We're just gonna have to get a radio mic for Ree. God, goodness me, having real mic problems today. He looks very seriously at you, then turns to the kind of people who are waiting, and several of them get up as if like, oh, it's my turn to speak with the Sky Prince. And he's just like, I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm afraid that something urgent has taken place. I'm not sure how long I'll be gone for. You're more than welcome to leave your names with my staff here, and I will endeavor to return to speak with you as soon as I can. And there's some grumblings and some murmurings. You kind of hear like an old crotchety elf like, I've been waiting here all morning. I can't believe this. And then some of the others kind of turn and are like, very well. But Aradan makes his way quietly over to the 2 of you. Lucius, what is this about a crime scene?
Can we speak in private? Are we in a
Yes.
safe place?
Do you wish to speak in my office, or should we begin
Please.
making our way?
We could make our way.
Right, should I'm, and he kind of forgets himself. He kind of is about to ask your advice or permission, and then he kind of stops for a moment. He's like, would you fetch Captain Valera for me, please? And the valet is like, of course, Sky Prince, of course. Wait here. And he runs off, and he runs, like he starts pelting it down the corridors. I feel it best if I bring the captain with us if this is indeed a crime scene.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
I don't fear that there's any immediate threat. We've dealt with a big threat that we never thought was.
Right. Still, I would feel more comfortable with Valera here as the captain of the guard.
Absolutely, yes.
Of course. And he kind of, you see him, he's like, while we wait, just give me a moment. I'm going to try and settle a few unhappy faces.
Aradan,
Yes.
you may also want to find somebody with the capabilities of getting the truth out of people, because it may be completely unbelievable what you're about to see and hear.
Give me another persuasion check, actually.
14 plus 7, so
Yeah,
21.
you're a persuasive guy. He kind of looks, he's like, all right. Yes, he's like, well, we'll stop by. We'll have to make a detour. I'll have to send someone to go to the Church of Fiasco. It shouldn't take too long, but we'll just have to make a brief detour once Valera arrives.
In advance. I'm sorry for what might
I'm-
be.
I'm-
Might see.
I'm sure, as long as you've acted in the interests of Gusthaven, I'm sure that there's nothing to apologise for.
We have.
And I'm sure if Elois is involved, I'm sure that he would have made absolutely every effort to make sure that the city was protected. But then he turns and he goes to the other people sat around and he's like, I'm so sorry, Lord Vesselar. Yes, I'm so sorry. I know that you've been waiting all morning. Please understand it's emergency.
Sorry, A. Plumbus.
Yeah, he's just shaking hands and kissing babies and stuff like that. I'm trying to give Sid as much time as I can to fix this mic because I know Rhiannon wants to talk.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no. It's like I was just like, how long can I draw this out for?
got like an aerial situation where
Yeah.
it's like can't speak in human around
Yeah.
in the land. Must communicate with forks.
Wouldn't you think my collection's complete with this dead high elf mage?
Oof.
Big yikes.
Big yikes. So yeah, it doesn't. There is perhaps another sort of like 5-10 minutes maybe until Valera, along with a squire, arrives. Middle-aged elven woman dressed in full plate in the livery, the blue and silver livery of Gusthaven. She arrives, nods curtly to Lucius and to Sentry, and then, Sky Prince, you called for me, Your Majesty? He's like, yes, Captain, please escort me and Lord Elenasto and Guardian Sentry here. Lead the way, Lucius.
Please, yes, to the library.
Yes. As you begin making your way downstairs, he catches another attendant and is like, please go and seek out High Priestess Illyris. Have her send one of her more trustworthy priests to find us. Where are we going, Lucius?
To the library.
To the library. Please send them directly there. They have my authority to travel. What is? And he like looks around, and you know the corridors. There are people, but he kind of leans into the two of you. There aren't. You're kind of walking, so anybody would need to be following you to listen along. You're not going to be overheard unless somebody is like literally following right behind you. What is this about, Lucius? What's happened?
We were scouting for...
Yes, you mentioned you were going to go check the library to see if it matched your friend's visions.
Yes, and they absolutely did. We found a
Here?
secret door located in the library.
What?
It was protected by abjuration magic. Elois helped us get inside.
Yes, well that's his specialty in magic, yes.
Yes, and coincidentally, that was also the same magic on the door. And as we entered, there were more things with abjuration magic preventing us from entering the room, but it was...
Oh, I mean, it must be some sort of vault or safekeeping that Elois had for something. And
Yes.
Are you saying you were attacked there? What
Yes, we were attacked, and by the most unlikeliest of people. It was Elois himself who turned against us.
And as you kind of say that, he just stops, like, in the corridor. He's like, this is no time for jokes, Lucius. That's not possible.
That's why I requested some magic in order to get the truth out of us.
He, like, looks, he's like, well, I mean, Elois will be able to answer us this, yes? And you can see Captain Valera is kind of looming behind the Sky Prince, sensing his unease.
Unfortunately not, no. It was very brutal combat. He summoned a golem made of metal to fight and protect him, and
No, this isn't possible.
he wanted us all dead, especially me.
Then it couldn't have been really him. It's some sort of creature or someone in his form or something. This can't be possible. The man's helped raise me.
This, yes, Sentry, please.
That's okay. I know it's unbelievable, but it happened and we couldn't believe it ourselves. We tried our best, but he fell.
All the evidence is in this secret room. There's lots of papers and documents with reference and instructions from someone with a name that you'll have to read for yourself. You may understand it.
And Valera puts a hand on the Sky Prince's shoulder. Your Majesty, we should go and investigate this. Regardless of your feelings on the matter, we won't know more until we see it for ourselves. Yes, Captain, yes. Carry on. And he just kind of drifts quietly and just can't quite look at the two of you and sort of just starts looking at his feet and just follows. But the captain looks very sternly at you both and is like, I suggest you take us there immediately. We need to get to the bottom of this.
That's our intention.
She just gestures and you carry on. It's not long before the three of you in the room begin to hear the opening of doors and armored feet as bodies approach the secret entranceway. Lucius, do you lead them to where the secret door is? Mm-hmm. You see the wall, it's closed. The secret door's been shut. But the wall itself.
Literally say that, yes, it's all here. Members of my party are inside, keeping it safe.
Yeah, those of you who are on the outside do hear this muffled.
So I'll probably knock.
Yeah, you can.
Hello?
It's Lucius. We have the Sky Prince here.
Oh, good. Perfect. I'll open the door.
We should probably all stand to the sides.
You kind of have to pull it, and Ayla, you kind of have to like dig your nails into like this part thing and like pull, and it's really hard to open from this side. Like you're actually really having to strain. Normally this door seems like it's opened by other means. It doesn't look like it's opened manually.
I just want to say, Prince Aradan, if you think this is some sort of ruse to get you into a secret room, maybe I could...
When you say that, his eye, like he clearly hadn't even thought of that. But Valera had, and she's just like, do not worry, Lord Elenasto. And you can see that as you've been walking at the door to the library, there are now 12 royal guards outside the library. But you didn't even notice her signaling them. But as you were making your way down, more and more kind of filtered in and are now blocking the only way out of the room.
I strongly suggest we all disarm ourselves to show good intention and good faith.
She nods to that. Like, you see Valera kind of nod her head. Put your weapons down on the ground and slide them out here. I'll have my men hold them for the time being.
I take my focus off.
Yep.
Take my shield and axe.
Yep. She gestures, and a couple of the royal guards come in, and they begin taking you two. The other three they've not really seen. They see Ayla at the top of the stairs, leaning down, and she
I'll
looks
put
at
my
you.
hammer on the ground beside me.
Okay. When you do that, Valera like steps forward and touches it and pulls it away from you and hands it to one of her guards, and says, "All right. Do we need to be aware of anything?"
I believe all the abjuration traps have been disarmed.
Disarmed. Everything should be clear. Do you want us out, or...
I think that, and Prince Aradan is like, you'll likely have to do some explaining. Please just comply with Lucius's idea and Valera's request. Relinquish your weapons, if you would, please.
I guess my pistol.
Anything you have that could look like a weapon. So if you carry anything else, I don't even know if Quill does.
I've got a staff.
Yeah.
But
So probably
I'll
that.
get rid of that as well.
You probably hand that over in the Thunderstone pistol.
Yeah.
Then they obviously look at Nova.
Can I just gently hand Tiangong over?
Yeah, Valera will take it, and she's not dismissive of it, but she doesn't hold it in the same reverence. She's just like, takes the dagger, passes it to somebody else, not thinking it more than a weapon.
Yeah.
And then you are left alone. The guards remain. Valera is confident enough that she is with the Sky Prince. You also know the Sky Prince is carrying his greatsword. Like, he has it sheathed on his back, and it's a very elegant, beautiful-looking magical weapon. And
He's not with Elois.
Well, you begin making your way downstairs, and as soon as you step in down the stairs, he sees the body. Prince Aradan looks down, and it just takes moments for him to kind of process what he's seeing. Valera looks to the rest of you and is like, right, before the priest arrives, I would recommend that none of you say anything. I am going to remain here with the prince whilst he investigates. Once the priest arrives, we'll conduct interviews in small groups of you. If I could have 2 of you waiting outside and the 3 of you accompany us, I would suggest those who have the most knowledge of what transpired remain here for the time being. And then she gestures to you guys to sort yourselves out. She wants to split you up into two halves.
Okay.
Well, we were all present and aware of what happened.
I should probably stay and be interviewed first. I'm literally manhandled some of the evidence.
Are we being listened to?
Can we do it?
She's like right in front of you. You can use the messenger bands.
messenger.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
I'll use the messenger thing as I don't know who to trust anymore. What if we're being split off to make it
Can
easy?
we, one group take sentry, one group take me?
Yes, I think strategize in terms of combat.
Yeah, we don't know anything about those funds that Aradan's been receiving either.
Exactly.
Valera coughs, because you're all communicating telepathically, but there is this long silence of
I guess
nothing.
openly I'll say, I mean, I had the vision, but I'm not sure how believable that is.
It's your word, isn't it?
So,
Zone of truth with vision.
Yeah, the truth.
Yeah.
This is simply, I wish to split you up so that your stories will be compared. I'll be quite frank with you. I intend to compare your stories once both the castings have transpired.
okay. Nova, if you stay, and Sentry.
Okay.
And then us 3, Lucius and Ayla.
All right. Okay.
That
So
works.
she splits you off. So 3 of you are led outside, and then 2 of you remain with Valera. Aridan kind of steps up, and you can see that there are tears down his cheeks. Like he's visibly upset by the death of this person that was obviously very close to him. But he also looks at the golem creature strangely, and he looks around. He sees the body of Smeek, this frozen goblin as well. Very well, Captain. If you would conduct your investigation, I will just simply be here to observe, if you don't mind. And she's like, of course, Your Majesty. And at that point, the guards are like, Your Majesty, the priest that you requested has arrived, and a very humble-looking human man, actually. Young, bespectacled, kind of floppy brown hair, kind of cut into loose curtains with a ponytail, kind of shuffles in. He wears the robes, the white and black robes of Fiascan priests, and he carries with him a little kind of like book and a small pendulum with a silver star hanging from it. Your Majesty, my name is Thomas. You requested a priest from Lady Aerois. Yes, thank you, Stars. Thank you, priest. Do you know the ritual of Zone of Truth? I do, Your Majesty, yes. I have it prepared for judicial reasons, for helping with investigations. He's like, excellent. Captain Valera, very well. Thomas, I would require your assistance with me. Your Majesty, if you wait with the other guards and the remaining group outside, of course. He moves with the rest of you. So, who is going to be down in the scene of the crime?
I guess me and...
You and Sentry?
Yeah.
Or did you want to have it
It's Nova and Sentry
are down in the thing, and then the 3 of you are upstairs in the main library. So imagine you've got like the secret room and then the main library, and you're being split.
Yeah. I think those 2 in the down in the room, and then us 3 at the top.
Okay. Go on.
Before we begin, Captain, I just want to say I touched some of the evidence during the fight. I thought he was going to try and burn the evidence, so I took it from his table and put it in my pockets.
She just holds up her hand. I'll ask these questions when the enchantment is complete.
I just wanted to tell you beforehand.
Right now, I have no reason to believe you, Aegonassi.
I guess. I just wanted to... You'll find out I'm telling the truth in a moment.
I will. There's no need to say anything now. And she very stoically leads you downstairs. And then it begins examining the scene. She looks around. Did you leave the papers on the desk? You did. You looked through them.
Yeah, I think I would have taken them back out of my
put them on
bags
the
and
desk.
then made copies and put them back.
Okay. You see her go around with her squire, and she begins making notes in a small, little notebook, and begins kind of making notes about where things are and things like that. She leafs through the papers, but doesn't really, go into them in detail. She kind of passes them to a squire who runs them upstairs, and then she turns and she's like, Thomas, step forward. The priest is like, so your names, please.
I'm Sentry.
Sentry and...
I'm Nova Vija.
Nova Vija. I apologize that this is a little formalized speech, but it is something that we must do. I am about to perform a small ritual which will enforce you to tell the truth. Do you understand this?
Understand.
Please understand that that if you try to resist the effects of this spell, or if you refuse to answer questions that are asked of you whilst it is in duration, these will be seen as admissions of guilt or of suspected activity. Do you understand?
Understand.
Yes.
If further questions are required, you will be hereby placed under suspicion of arrest. This is not to determine that you are guilty, rather that an investigation must be continued. Do you understand?
Understand.
Yes.
Very well. I'm going to perform the ritual now. Please be aware that I will know if you resist its effects. And he nods, and then he begins swinging the pendulum back and forward, and he begins chanting in a low, deep baritone that kind of fills the space. And then you feel this wash. You would normally have to make a wisdom saving throw, but you can choose to fail it. What do you do?
Fail it.
Zone of Truth.
Yeah.
So you voluntarily fail the spell.
Fail it, yeah.
Perfect.
I do nothing.
Okay. Zone of Truth, magical zone, a 15-foot radius. So he instructs you to stand in the center of the room. Oh, it's a charisma saving throw anyway, but you basically choose to thing it. Right, whilst on a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie. You are aware of the spell, and you can avoid answering questions if you wish, but as has been legally explained to you, that is kind of seen as they're lying or they've got something to hide.
Yeah.
Valera kind of instantly switches on and looks directly. She kind of eyes the two of you up. Guardian Sentry, in your own words, what happened in this room?
Okay, so we were led down here, well, not led down here, but we found the room and we descended in. Elois was at the back of the group, and as we got down into the central chamber, he began attacking. And so we had no choice. His intent was to kill. He activated a Guardian, this iron golem robot, and was attacking us. And we did our best to defend ourselves, tried to apprehend him, but it was too much.
How
He fell.
you tried to apprehend him?
Yeah, we tried to make him unconscious, so then he would still be alive, so we could...
Why is he dead now, Guardian?
Because he bled out. He wouldn't stop.
But you tried to render him unconscious.
We tried to render him unconscious. That was our intention, yes.
So why was he so injured to the point of that his life slipped away? What exactly occurred to cause this situation? I have a dead man.
Yes.
I appreciate that you are so far telling the truth. You tried to apprehend him. He attacked you.
Yes.
You acted in self-defense. But still, I have a man dead.
We did too much damage. He wouldn't stop.
It's not a deliberate lie, but I think she kind of gets the impression that it's not the whole truth. Let's find out. It's not really a deception check, make a persuasion check for me, Sentry.
14.
Okay. She kind of says, like, thank you. Nova Vija.
Yes.
Vortensar, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
How exactly did Elois attack you?
He used spells. The first spell he used was a cone of frost, I believe. You can see our companion Smeek fell to that. And then he was just using spells, and he was using the shield guardian. And he tried to use one of those spheres on the table there. I think they're similar to that firebomb that got us at Nani Ophir's flat.
Did you see him use one of these spheres?
He tried to, but it didn't do anything, and he cursed.
Why did he attack you specifically? Why here?
Lucius went on ahead, and he started reading the notes on the table and the letters. And in one of the letters, it was directly addressed to him, and it had the name Elois on it. And when he saw Lucius read the letter,
That's when he attacked.
That's when he attacked.
She looks over her notes as Mark Eames looks at his notes. You may speak freely.
I think Sentry doesn't remember quite correctly, but the reason he died is because when he was knocked unconscious, the shield guardian tried to get him out of here. And when the shield guardian went past Ayla, she launched an attack, and it hit Elois as well. We didn't mean for him to die.
Ayla is your wild elf companion.
Yes. She only meant to stop the guardian, the golem.
Interesting. She leans in and she gestures for the priest to kind of step back a little bit. Until you came down into this room, did either of you have any suspicions that Elois was involved in these matters?
No.
I had none.
Did Elois mention anything to you of other nobles or anybody within Gale Crown that may have been connected to or involved in this matter?
I believe not, no.
This matter is in...
As in the death of the Elenastos, the faked Lucius death, these wind barons.
Gotta be super honest, right?
You don't have to answer the question. You just can't deliberately lie. You can't tell an intended lie.
When we spoke to him outside of this room, he told us something about the Sky Prince. I think he was trying to get our trust.
What did he tell you?
I can't tell you that.
She narrows her eyes and folds her arms.
I just want to say, because I don't understand the politics of this place, I don't know.
Nova Vija,
This is a very serious matter.
He's a prince, and I don't know whether or not to...
I am the captain of the guard in this palace. It is my duty to look after the Sky Prince, to protect him from both threats, but also from his own actions. If you think that he is somehow connected to anything Elois was up to, you need to tell me now.
I don't know if he is intentionally connected. What happened was we were trying badly to test if Elois was trustworthy. We were going to cast Zone of Truth on him. When Quill asked for his permission, he got upset. And I think he told us this to try and gain our trust.
Then perhaps it is a mistruth, but I need to know what he told you.
He told us that the prince was receiving investment from outside of Gusthaven and using it to fund public projects. And that Anastasia knew about it?
Anastasia Magrona.
Yes. I don't know if it's true because obviously, look where we ended up.
Indeed. All right. For the time being, you are being placed under suspicion of murder. This is not an accusation of guilt. This is to enable this investigation to continue. I am satisfied with your answers. I'm satisfied that this spell has compelled you to tell the truth. However, as with all matters, magic does not solve all problems. Whilst you are telling the truth, there are enchantments that can change memories. There are illusionary magics that can make you think things happened a certain way. We do not know exactly. That is why this will be a multi-stepped process.
Can I say one more thing?
Speak freely.
There's a letter on the table I think you need to read. It involves a person called Salvaris Etherthon.
Salvarius Aetheron.
And it talks about killing Lucius and killing Lucius's family.
She nods and leans in. I say this because I do trust you. I have been subjected to a lot of persecutions in my time. I am commonborn here in Gusthaven, and I have met a lot of resistance. The Sky Prince and many of the other nobles are blinded by their loyalty to a lot of each other. I know Elois to be a dangerous man. He's threatened me before, as has Salvarius Aetheron, as have the Magronas. I will do my best to ensure that you do not suffer for their crimes. Who is involved in this will likely be greater than just Elois alone. I suggest you are very careful, but I will do my best to protect you.
Thank you.
She nods and leads you up into the room. The rest of you see Nova and Sentry led up. Valera moves over to her guards. Two of her guards speaks to them, and then they move over to Sentry and Nova with manacles and manacle their hands and begin leading them away.
Where are they going?
They are being held. They will be held in the palace dungeons while the investigation is being continued. The three of you, can you please come down into the room below?
Would it not be quicker to just put manacles on us and lead us with them? We're
Nope.
going to have the same story.
Well, we will find out, will we not, Wild Elf? Please, this way.
Can I shoot a quick message to the team before we go?
Yeah, I mean, they don't know
Yeah.
that you can communicate telepathically. It's somewhat pointless because they don't know that you can do that. But yeah, you can still talk to each other.
I'm just going to say, it's okay, we're under suspicion, not accused of, just while this investigation goes on. Just tell the truth as best you can.
Okay. The guards kind of lead you away, and Valera goes over to Aridan and points at the papers he's now like holding and reading, and like he hands them over and she begins reading through them, stops at one, reads for some time, reads it through, passes it back to the Sky Prince, nods, whispers to him, and then they begin making their way back. The guards lead you down deliberately past Elois's body, which has not been touched right now, down into the center of the room where you see the same priest, the little scrappily, little ponytailed head, little priest. He nods. Valera emerges. She does come with an extra guard this time. One other guard is with her, and she nods to the priest, who turns and is like, may I please have your names, if you do not mind. Lord Elenasto, obviously, but if you wouldn't mind stating your official name, please.
Lucius Viren Elwin Elenasto.
Thank you, my lord. You, madam?
Ayla.
Just Ayla.
Just Ayla.
Thank you. And you, sir?
Kilek Adkalar, would you not prefer to ask this after you cast a spell?
This is merely just this is actually just manners, Mr. Kilek.
Okay.
Just so I know whom I'm addressing. I need to read something to you or let you know of your standing, as it were, before I cast the spell. I am about to cast a Zone of Truth enchantment on you. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
The purpose of this enchantment is to prevent you from engaging in deception. You will be unable to lie whilst under its effects. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes. Will you be resisting this spell?
I will not. My next question. You understand that whilst you will be able to refuse answering questions or resisting its effects, to do so will indicate guilt or additional knowledge that may be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yes.
Is everyone present here resisting or willing with the spell?
He kind of looks a bit flustered. He's like, well, currently you are the three being investigated, Lord Elenasto. That is who I will be monitoring. He kind of nervously glances back at Valera and the guard. And Valera's looking at you, kind of picking up that you're intending to mean her, I'm guessing. Well, that's what she thinks anyway. She's like, I will be in the zone of the effect, Lord Elenasto, if that is what you are implying.
Please, I think everyone involved needs to tell the truth.
I'm more than happy for that to be the case. Thomas, continue. I will not be resisting the effects.
I
of
do
this
a messenger thing. I
Yeah.
say, Quill, do you want to cast Zone of Truth at the same time?
I think it'd be
It's very
obvious.
visible. He can't do it secretly. He has to go, blah, 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 Zone of Truth. So they would know that he's cast it.
So I won't. But anyone that's in a 15-foot sphere, or
It affects everybody within a 15-foot sphere.
but I won't know if they've.
That's the only thing, is none of
Succeeded
you
or
will
not.
know if they've succeeded or not.
Okay.
But Thomas kind of looks like, can I continue now? And Valera nods. He's like, very well. I'm going to begin the casting now, if you don't mind. He brings up the book and again begins swinging the pendulum, speaking in this deep baritone prayer, and then you feel this kind of pulse of energy. Do any of you resist the spell?
No.
No.
Okay. So in that case, you cannot deliberately lie whilst in the radius, and Thomas knows if anybody does resist.
In-game Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, in-game Thomas.
Different Thomas.
There is a pulse. You see it does encapsulate Valera and the other guard, and he just kind of nods. And Valera turns and says, please answer my questions as swiftly as possible. Ayla, is it?
Yes. Who wasn't here last week and knows nothing.
That's why I'm asking. What was your understanding, what was your impression of Elois before you arrived here today?
I thought he seemed like a really nice guy.
You had no reason to suspect that he had harbored any ill will towards you and your companions?
No.
You did not have any previous history? You did not know the man before you arrived here?
Nope.
Mr. Quilek, I believe?
Keelek.
Keelek, my apologies.
Got it.
Would you mind... Please tell me what happened here, in your own words.
Starting from.
Your arrival, I guess?
We arrived at the palace to meet with Prince Aradan, who was to inform us on further updates of Lucius's family.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to this, when we were attacked at Nanny Norfear's house with a bomb, my eye is a gift from Hesper that allows me to see things, provided I ask the right questions. I asked to find out who sent the people to attack us at Nanny Norfear's. What I saw was this room with a masked figure, an iron staff, and his voice changed, sending them to attack us, to kill Lucius.
When you say this staff, what do you mean by that?
I mean the staff on the ground.
It's actually mounted on the wall, but you point to the
Yeah.
the iron staff that is above.
That's the staff I saw in the vision, and this room.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we came to investigate the rest of the palace. I wanted to see if the library was the one that I saw.
And you found this secret chamber through these visions, or how did you find this chamber? From what I saw, this secret passage is extremely well hidden. How did you have knowledge of it?
Elois was luring us around, well, not luring us, he was guiding us through the library, and I noticed that this wall was totally bare compared to the rest of the library. And also I saw some small gaps.
You must have exceedingly good eyesight. Neither me, my guards, nor the prince have known about this secret passage, and we've moved through these hallways very regularly.
I'm an Aarakocra messenger.
So, you entered this chamber. Continue. What happened then? You found the secret passage. What then?
There were traps, abjuration magic, throughout the place. I could see them because I was detecting magic, which we tried to navigate as best we can. Elois was at the back. We managed to get Lucius into the main room here to investigate what he could, and he started reading a letter, shouted Elois's name, and then we were hit by a frost that hit
Killed the
Smeek as
goblin.
well.
Goblin's very dead.
Lucius. What is your relation with Elois?
I've known him, thanks to my family, my whole life. He's been a good mentor to my father and to me, and for matters of business and politics that I don't really know much about, but he's always been that person that seems to know and be knowledgeable and give us guidance and advice.
So you had regular contact with him prior to these events?
As regular as business meetings and functions that are held at my estate.
Why did you leave Gusthaven in the first place?
Oh, that was a first mission sent by my father because I wanted to be helpful. I wanted to prove right by him. And he sent me on an errand of trade on an airship.
The airship crashed, as we're led to believe, and this is where you met these companions, yes?
Absolutely. How is this relevant to...
Because I've read the letters that you sent from Kaylee's Rest, and obviously this contradicts the information we received about your death. It's all connected.
We were attacked on the airship by the Court of Shadow, hence why the airship crashed itself. Everyone else was present on the airship for different matters.
And these companions have accompanied you since then to here?
Since then to here. Dead and alive.
Did you have any reason to suspect Elois? Did you have any inclination that he may be involved in what happened to your family?
Unfortunately, due to my connection to Elois and my deepest trust in him, was also part of his deflection on getting Quill to stop the Zone of Truth. I reinforced his point by saying that I've known him my whole life.
So you trusted him and you had no reason to believe that he was involved?
And I felt it extremely disrespectful that Quill was doing such a thing to Elois. So I, in part, helped him.
And when he attacked you, and he doesn't address this, he's kind of addressing all three of you. When he attacked you, you defended yourselves, correct?
Yes.
As best we could.
To his death.
Ayla attempted to restrain him, but that wasn't...
Ayla attempted to restrain him.
Yes. He had a guardian that attacked us as well. Not a guardian, a golem thing. But every attempt that we made to...
You are a priest of Hesper, are you not?
Yes.
This means you can channel Hesper's magic, yes?
Yes.
So were you the one who killed him with the lightning bolt?
No, that wasn't me that killed him.
Who did?
That-
Who was the one that delivered the final blow?
Me.
She just nods.
This was in an attempt to stop the golem from escaping with Elois. It was an unintended side effect of the attack.
So-
My attacks with my hammer, I also have some kind of magic with lightning, which has a wider area. He got in that area.
I want to point out that I understand where your line of investigation is going, and that you're looking for race to be a key part in Ayla dealing the killing blow.
She smirks. She smirks a little bit. She's just like, Lord Elenasto, my family were gutter elves. I actually grew up in the chains. I was raised up, fought. I have no racial discrepancies against anyone of Gusthaven. In fact, I feel often I have more in common with folks such as the Wild Elves than many High Elves these days. I can assure you I have no racial prejudices. My interest was to confirm stories. As an investigator, sometimes I must ask one question when I'm really asking another. I was ensuring that what I had been told by your previous companions was correct, and that you were not trying to protect somebody else. And she smiles.
And your intention is to protect Gusthaven, is it not?
My duty is officially to protect the royal family.
And unofficially?
My personal code of ethics is to protect the people of Gusthaven. However, I believe that Prince Aradan is a just man, and the reason that I serve him is because I feel he shares this. She gestures to the guards and Thomas to step back, and then leans into the three of you. Outside of Elois, is there anybody else you suspect of being involved in this?
Salvarius Aetheron.
Anyone else?
There could be corrupt nobles, but that is all assumption.
I'm asking for your personal opinions.
Anastasia Magrona, one of the letters states that she is just a patsy. So, could be investigated, but it will probably lead to nothing.
I suspect everybody at this point because I don't trust anyone anymore.
And why would he?
It's understandable in your position, Lord Elenasto, but I can promise you that you do have people that will be doing their best to get to the bottom of things.
Can I ask you a question?
She looks around, nods. I feel that you deserve that at least.
When was the last time you saw my estate?
Your estate, on the night of the explosion.
Okay.
When I was sent to investigate it.
Thank you.
Are you beginning to suspect me, Lord Elenasto?
No, I just had assumptions.
She smiles. I am convinced by what you've said. And she looks to Thomas, who nods. She's like, you have not lied. But, as I explained to your friends, these things are not as clear-cut as one spell proves innocence. There are ways to modify memory. There are illusions that can make you think one thing when reality is another. Things will need to be investigated further. We'll hold you for a few days while we investigate things. However, my intent is to make sure you go free. Is there anybody else that you know that can collaborate, that any of these matters, not necessarily the death of Elois, but your investigations? Anything else that can prove that there was something else going on, or that who has more information? Is there anybody like that?
Adela Venathor is the mage who apparently scried Lucius's death but vanished.
That's the one who's missing. We have reports that she went down into the chains. Do you think that she's obviously connected to these matters?
If she's the one that apparently saw Lucius's death, then she's clearly lying.
And she's working with someone, whoever it was, well, clearly. She's been difficult to track down, but I will redouble our efforts. Do you have anyone you know that could assist in this? Because my fear is that there are people within the Royal Guard who cannot be trusted. I can send word to them. I can request them that they find this woman for you on your behalf.
I mean, we've called a few more people for the airship crew that we're forming.
You could send word to them if you wish.
Could Aerois?
With a nanny?
Do we know where she is?
You could just say like.
Can I communicate with Lucius?
Yeah. You can do that
say
whenever you guys want. Yeah.
But just say, do you want your nanny to be involved in this? Could she help?
I don't think so. As much as, she would probably benefit, I also feel like her discretion is important to her.
Okay.
I won't say anything.
Okay. So she's like, all right. I can't promise anything. You'll be placed under suspicion. whilst this is formally concluded as an investigation, I will also need to speak with the Sky Prince. He was very close with Elois. Like Lucius, he was raised by him. When his father died, he provided much maternal, parental assistance. This will be difficult for him. But I see no reason to believe that you are lying. This simply depends on if there is something greater at play. She kind of steps back, and the guard step forward, and she's like, you will be formally placed under suspicion of murder. I wish to reiterate, this is not an accusation of guilt. This is simply to continue the investigation. We will have private cells prepared for you, where you will wait for a few days. My hope is that then we can move you to a suite for the remaining days of the investigation. And she just steps back as if this is what's happening. She doesn't even remotely ask your opinion. She just begins, heading upstairs.
We're cooperating.
Okay.
Let's hope there's no bombs teleported into our private cells.
Where you have no weapons. Yeah. As you are being led up, the guards come and manacle you, and Prince Aridan steps forward and looks at you, Lucius.
There's still a zone of truth going on.
No, that was down in the thing. That was
we're
down
upstairs
in the secret
now.
room. Yeah, they've led you upstairs,
Okay, cool,
and he's
cool.
waiting up there. And he looks at you, and he kind of stands as straight as he can, his eyes still a bit glistening, and he looks and he's like, I don't want this to be done under magic. I want you to look at me and tell me that this. I want you to tell me that he was behind this. That this isn't you. That this. And you can see he's struggling to come to terms with it, but he's looking for. You know what he's looking for, really, but he just looks directly into Lucius's eyes,
Prince Aridan, before I got on that airship sent by my father, everything was so black and white. Now everything is grey. Elois was the greyest of them all. I thought he was very white, and he turned face. I don't know what's right anymore. I wish I could give you what you want to hear. But I'm questioning everything, as much as you are.
Yes. That is the position of people in power. We will attempt to conclude this investigation as swiftly as possible. He nods, and then he kind of.
If I could just say something, as I do.
There is a silence, an awkward, everybody just looks.
So, I've not known Lucius as long as any of you have, but the entire time that we have known him, all he's done is talk about how amazing Gusthaven is, and how amazing every other person in Gusthaven is, and how nothing is ever wrong here. And since we've gotten here...
There is a beat, everybody feels their heartbeat,
Since we've gotten here, Lucius's world has been turned upside down.
He composes himself. I can assure you, madam, Gusthaven is a great city. I have worked very hard to ensure that it is a safe, kind place. I do not know what has happened, but Lucius's arrival here has set into turn events that I cannot explain, nor am I willing to currently accept.
With respect, Prince.
Normally when people say that, they do not mean any respect at all.
I just had disrespect myself. I don't believe that these turn of events has caused Gusthaven to flip on his head. So to put that on me is...
I was not intending to put it on you, Lucius. You cannot, but until you arrived, things were as normal. Things were exactly as they were. This was all going on in the underbelly. Your arrival has brought it to the surface.
Which
Where
is
it
what
should
we
be.
want to make right. Because Gusthaven does seem like a very wonderful place. And we want that. We want the best for it.
Then we are aligned. The investigation will prove that. He nods, turns, says something to Valera. Valera nods, and you are led away to the palace dungeons. Cool. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Nice.
Okay, see you in 5.
Arrested!
So, welcome back to
High
Aerois.
rollers.
To High Rollers.
Jeez, guys.
The party are led down into the very clean, very empty dungeons of Gale Crown. Lucius, whilst you do not, you wouldn't have probably paid much attention to legal precedent within the city. I think Lucius would have at least a vague understanding of general process. Like, I know that criminals go to court and then criminals get put in prison if they're guilty. You have the same level of knowledge of Gusthaven's legal process. Gusthaven doesn't have a prison. It can't hold criminals here because it's floating in the city. They can't build a new prison and stuff when they need it. So prisoners are held here for short periods of time, and then generally they are either, if it's a minor crime, they are basically exiled and dumped at the nearest lowland town or city that they pass to. They're just kicked out and are like, don't ever come back. Or the sentence is death. For major crimes, it is you are pushed off the side of the island.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yep.
Gee whiz.
They
God.
don't have sanatoriums. They can't keep bodies here. They can't,
I just would have thought it would be at least like a, chopping off the head, not like we're going to throw this body off the side.
chopping off the head. Then they've got to dispose of the body
and
again.
then it's just
gonna
going to
get thrown
land
off
on
the
some
side.
lowlander and then kill
Spot
them.
kick.
Oh no, they wait until normally you're above sea.
Okay.
They wait
What
until
if they kill a whale then?
Yeah, that's
and then
fine.
it's eco crimes.
Do they kill you before they dunk you?
Depends on the crime. Like, if you generally are, if it's like an honourable thing and you're like, you admit to your guilt and stuff like that, they give you a quick and easy death. If not, it's like, off you go.
Duncan. Okay.
Everyone's thought about their next character.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah.
You are led down. You are kept in individual cells, but you can see each other. Like, the fronts are barred, and you can see each other in like the 6 cells, basically, or the 5 cells that you're currently in. And you can speak to each other because you have the bands. Your weapons and any gear is taken, but I think that they would leave stuff like jewelry on. So I think your messenger bands remain. Any kind of jewelry that is not obviously like a focus. No, your fabrial's gone. They know what that is. Anything that they think can be used for magic or for weaponry, they remove from you.
Yeah. So you can't cast spells at all anymore.
Lucius can't. You can't. They take your holy symbol. They take.
Damn it.
Yep.
Well, I am a sorcerer, so there are innate. The cantrips I could.
Yeah, things like
somatic
cantrips and stuff like that. Yeah. But
Have
they're
you
not
seen
going
my
to
flame
do
lance?
They can't take it off you, so I think that
Would
they
they know what it
basically
did though? They
no.
wouldn't
But
really.
what I think they do is a mage is brought in, and like a big barrel is like sealed to your arm. Like it's like a stone crucible. So you've got like a big stone Hellboy thing. So it's kind of like weighing you down,
awesome.
but it's just like a blunt sealant, and it's sealed with magic. And they basically tell you, "We'll take this off when you're let out." Basically.
Okay.
You are unmanacled when you're in your cell, but if you're ever taken out, then they put manacles on you. You are left in there so far for a night. So you get a long rest.
Yay!
I made them do a short rest.
Yeah, you made us
Because the
roll.
thing is, I make you do that because you're like, well, we might be attacked, or what's going to
might
happen?
push us down
If I
the
just
cells.
tell you get a long rest,
Yeah.
then you won't be excited when we go to break. During the night, Quill.
Oh god.
I was hoping for a Starbane dream.
Not yet.
Super sexy Starbane.
Oh god.
Not yet. Quill. During the night, you're hearing kind of picks up on something, some movement or a noise coming from maybe outside or in your cell, and you begin kind of drifting awake. The others are all either resting or meditating or powered down, and you begin to see a soft glow. Like a bluish, greenish light begins to kind of fill the space.
That fucking Smeek's ghost.
And it begins to take the form of a small goblin.
Oh my god!
What are you talking about?
It kind of begins to go...
What do you mean?
And a ghostly Smeek forms in front of you and looks at you. What? And he looks around, kind of confused.
Oh, he's so pissed off.
And he goes and he walks up to like tug on your wing, but his hand just goes through your wing.
I am definitely dreaming.
Quill. Lucian, the elves and Sentry who don't need to sleep for full 8 hours. Nova's fast asleep.
Yeah, I'm snoring.
Those of you who are not necessarily sleeping, but kind of in that 4 hours meditative state, hear Quill.
What the fuck?
And there is a soft light.
Smeek?
Wait, you can hear that?
Sentry.
Smeek!
Snake?
Can everyone else hear that?
Yeah.
He just walks through the bars.
Is he
walks to
dead?
Ayla.
Whoa!
And he like gets down on his knees and his feet
good.
kind of sink in,
Good
and then he
God.
like looks down and like floats back up, and he starts hovering in the air. He starts spinning around, like kind of floating, like he can't control it.
This goblin just refuses to die, doesn't he? It's like this just. What?
Oh god.
Yes, you died. Yes.
And he gets angry and he begins like thrashing around.
Oh. Quill? Quill?
He fucking died.
Yeah, he died, not in the way he wanted.
He's a
Like, he lives with regret
Is he a
now.
revenant?
Yeah,
No, he's a
revenant
ghost.
body, so yeah.
Yeah, he's a-
Can we keep him?
He's at the body. Isn't that enough? What?
He walks through the wall, Lucy, and begins just walking around.
What is happening, please? What is this? Smeek?
He goes to Sentry, and he just floats through you.
Oh!
He like
Smeek.
tugs at his halberd, but he can't hold it. He just is like,
Oh, I'm sorry, Smeek. You did so well.
What? Can we can't give him the thing to understand him, can we?
no, he's a ghost.
Yeah. And
You
I've
can
got
wear it, but he
I've
can't
got it,
understand
yeah.
you
And
now
I'm asleep.
forever.
This is a permanent haunting.
Honestly, this is fine.
How do we do
No, this isn't. This is not fine.
This is
Is that
great.
Tom shouting or Quill shouting?
My favourite thing is
never
Tom is
Quill.
like, ha ha ha, ghost me, good one, Mark. And I'm like, yeah, ghost me. And that disbelief, but the desperate, this isn't real. He's joking, it can't be real.
Can't be so cruel.
I love it.
Yeah, but
I'm
he
so
he just
happy.
floats around and doesn't. It's not hard to get the impression you don't think Smeek knows he's dead. He just floats around and like tries to like hold things. Yeah.
Has he got a halberd? Or is it-
No,
No, he
he
can't.
he's not even wearing his armor. He appears like in his just like his shitty loincloth and stuff, covered in his scars. He now has like, you can see that like his ear, that where Nova broke off his ear, that's missing. So like his broken ear is missing. You can see that like his skin is got like it's been rapidly frozen, so like all of his veins kind of stand out. Like he looks pretty gross. Like he's died.
God.
How do we deal with
I don't really know how we. Honestly, we could just keep him and scare the shit out of people with this tiny goblin. Tiny dead
Smeek
goblin.
vanishes.
Oh.
He just disappears from sight.
Oh, this is going to be a forever thing.
Oh, where's
He's
he
just going
gone?
to come back
Why is
just
he?
to annoy Tom Hazel.
But why?
Just to annoy Tom Hazel.
We got t-shirts to sell, bud.
Good merch armor. I love it.
Then he reappears 3 cells down and walks out into the main corridor.
Oh no.
And he like starts pointing around him rapidly. And then he vanishes again.
He could be a real problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good. We can hear him. Other people can hear and see.
Well, we don't know if anyone outside of us can hear him or
They
see
probably
him.
can, though.
I still think
We've
I'm just
seen-
having a collective dream.
We've seen spirits before.
Yeah, you have, yeah.
We've dealt with them.
But why Smeek? Why Smeek?
I'm guessing he didn't die to lightning like he wanted. So he's trapped.
Just from
Do not try and pin this on me. Because I didn't kill him.
I passed.
He didn't get that. Maybe
He's like jumping up and down, but he kind of floats up in the air as he does it, and he's just, you can tell he's mad about something.
someone from, the priestess or Kalara, someone. Oh, fuck, I can't.
Just from Nova's cell, you can just hear snoring, like.
And Smeek wanders in that direction.
Can we zap his ghost with lightning? Would that be enough?
Yeah.
I mean,
Can I do a little test?
Because this is
I mean, he's in a different cell.
Oh,
this is cruelty, if
Speak.
anything.
Smeek!
He like, his face comes through the wall. I mean, you can give him a zap. Like, yeah, there is something there. Like you fought Ghost before. He's incorporeal, but there's still an essence there that you can see the lightning effects, and he just kind of, he's like, ah! But it doesn't have as bigger reactions it used to. He's resistant to lightning as a ghost. So he's like, and he like comes closer and he's like dancing around you trying to get zapped more.
He's resistant.
Basically, Smeek, if you
Not
want to
immune.
continue doing stuff,
He's just resistant.
yeah. He's not immune, he's resistant.
Tom's face.
Take him to the Valley of Storms, mate.
Do you know the best thing, Tom? Do you want to know the best thing about
what's the
this?
best thing, Mark?
I sent Rhiannon a picture on WhatsApp that just had Ghost Smeek.
It was great.
I was just like, don't tell Tom.
I was like, ha ha ha, yes! It's in the chat, please.
You've been Brookstone,
Basically,
Yeah.
Smeek continues to just pop in and out of existence, and then as the sun begins to come up, you see he gets scared and vanishes.
What? That kept me up all night.
It's all right because the next day, nobody comes to collect you. You're brought food. Food is brought down to you. You are served food, but you are left in the cells for another day and a night. So you get to finish your long rest.
I'll at some point explain what I know about the system in terms of
Like
it's either
crimes and stuff. It's either exile down to the lowlands for minor crimes or death.
death if we're found guilty.
On the second night, as soon as the sun sets, Smeek reappears. He,
Am I awake for this?
yeah, like you Nova sees Smeek this time.
I guess we
like,
tell you during the day.
yeah,
Nope, he's back.
Yeah, there he is. This might be a problem.
Now, I thought you guys were having a group PTSD or something like that, a group hallucination.
Unless you are as well.
I didn't. Oh God.
Is that a thing?
I'm pretty sure I'm not traumatized by Smeek's death,
Smeek.
but he's here.
And then can I say, Smeek, is that you? No, because I have.
you
the
can't
tra-
speak
no.
it. Yeah, you can hear. You can understand him. So you Nova, when you're awake, Smeek is basically he's like. Sun go, Smeek go to other place. When Sun here, Smeek go to other place. Now Sun gone, Smeek come back. Where is he's like Ayla, want to be with Ayla. Quill, bring Storm.
He wants lightning, booze.
What? I mean,
Why in Hull? Why stay? Why stay here? Nerva, why stay here? And he's like looking around like, why haven't you moved? Like, Smeek bored.
I'm bored too.
I love how he's got a deep voice.
When he's speaking normally, yeah, he speaks like Mark Hughes. Smeek bored.
I'm just gonna try and mime like old man, die, and then prison, like chains. Like I'm just gonna try and mime all of that.
He just copies you in a complete. He's like, I don't understand. Strange human. Why dance? Why dancing?
I had such hopes for you, my little goblin friend.
Whilst this is going on, Quill, you pick up. It's not like the sounds of fighting, but like the sounds of like guards like rapidly running somewhere, mobilizing. A few minutes go past, and then the door to the cells down in the basement opens, but nothing happens, and then the door shuts, and you hear like a very soft.
So they're looking for something.
Brace yourselves. In Messenger.
Okay.
Oh, not Messenger.
Yeah, I mean,
Communication, comms.
Yeah. And then there is a kind of shimmering of the air as a feminine form
Here we go.
dressed in tight leather with a moon mask
Yeah.
appears with bandoliers. Well, what a predicament you found yourself in.
Now, I really thought I got you.
Got me? What do you mean?
Your identity.
Oh, really?
Being right next to the Sky Prince the whole time, that would be...
You thought I was Elois?
No.
I'm afraid I'm a lot more loyal to the city than that. I've been looking into a few things. I heard about what happened. News has spread quickly despite the Sky Prince's attempts to keep it under wraps for now. Elois's body has been moved to the Church of Fiasco temporarily while they continue the investigation.
And why are you here?
Because I do owe you an apology, Lord Lucius. Perhaps you really are him after all. And I want to offer my help. I'm not sure if you'll be let out of here. The whispers and the rumors going around the palace can't seem to decide exactly what's going to happen. At best case scenario, your wild elf friend here will be exiled. But the rest of you may face the same, or maybe you'll be allowed to remain. I'm not sure.
At this point, sure, send me home.
Wait,
This sucks.
That's a best case scenario.
They intend to call us guilty for this?
No, it's not certain which way it will head. However, your friend here did ultimately deliver a final blow, from what my understanding is. And that can't go unpunished
I
necessarily.
guarantee if it was any of you, that wouldn't be the case. But because it's the wild elf,
Sadly, I think she may have a point. However, there's still hope.
even though it was Tom Hazel and
Most
not
important,
me.
the most important thing is there anything else that you can think of? Any way that you can prove that Elois was planning this all along, that he was a threat to the city, not just to Lucius?
I'm sorry, but the last time we saw you, you came at the most inopportune time and accused me of being some sort of fraud.
Yes, because I thought that the real Lucius was dead. And knowing your sister as I did, well, let's just say it pissed me off a little bit.
Yes, well, the feeling's mutual.
I get that. I'm here to help now.
Well, we've met far too many people that we thought we trusted that we definitely don't trust now.
Yep.
And you're coming to us in a disguise, telling us we're going to be exiled.
Yep, that's about the right of it, yes.
Could just find out who you are.
Could you? She doesn't know what you can do. She's like, I'd like to see that.
Fine.
Oh, really? You gonna do it? Or are you just gonna let it go?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, shit, what are you asking?
Who are you? Oh, God.
You gotta think of the question.
Oh, because she's Moonstar
Because it's also,
right
you're
now.
gonna ask about a moment of the past or of the future. Like, you can't just go, who are you? You have to, like, think of a way that it relates to the past.
Could you see a moment like
This is for Tom, he's got a pig. Well, I suppose you've got the messenger ring, so you could, like, in character if you wanted to try and advise him.
I'll
What
ask,
if it's Brookstone?
he's back?
I'll ask her.
But you're asking the universe.
I'm asking, yeah, I'm
Hesper.
asking
You're asking Hesper, effectively.
what is your real name?
Moonstar McMoonstarry.
Hesper answers, it's Hesper, dummy.
I mean, obviously the question is directed, right?
Well, it's so yeah. I mean, it's. I'm not gonna fuck around with wording that much.
Yeah.
The more thing is the Eye of the Storm's main, like, the thing that it does is, I'm just gonna read it. As part of the action you use to make this ability, you may ask a single specific question about your immediate surroundings, an object you are holding, or a person you can see. You receive a shadow revision related to that question. So yeah. So I guess you could ask, like, what is Moonstar's real name, and
Yeah.
you would see a vision of that.
Yeah.
So that's what you ask.
Christ. I've already spent the charge.
I really want to just whisper this to you because I don't want to say this out loud.
Whisper to him. Just put
Do
on a
it.
piece of paper.
Like, let's head out. Let's step outside for a second.
Let's get into revolt, kids!
Oh, God.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
Is it Brett
Talk
Brookstone?
about D&D Beyond and merch.
Is it
D&D Beyond and merch.
Thanks.
Buy our merch.
It good. Fam.
go
Who do we think it is?
Well, it's obviously someone that we know because why else would he be
I think
whispering?
it could be Lucius's mom.
Yeah, or like a sister.
But then there was an implication that she was like your sister's, not your sister, but Lucius's sister's lover.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah.
Could it be? It's not going to be Adela, is
Smeek.
it?
The
Smeek.
real Smeek?
It's two Smeeks on top of each other.
I'm
In a
wondering
tall
if it
coat.
just is my sister. That's.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think it might be.
But I don't know if that's too easy, right?
I'm going to be real pissed off if I'm getting exiled because of Tom Hazel.
I kind of blocked it as well, though, didn't I?
I'm going to be real pissed off if I get exiled.
in my head, it was Nova just trying to be super honest and like fill in Sentry's details, and it was afterwards I was like, oh wait,
These cheeky names, these cheeky smirks, you can't do it. What do you know?
Oh, his face.
I had to give him context to what he sees.
Cheeky
That
smirks
is very important.
abound.
is it the spirit of friendship? I don't know.
Is it Smeek?
We are gonna squeeze
So yeah,
this
so
out of you.
you watch Quill. All of you notice this. You see Quill's eye begin to swirl as the storm moves, but she just turns to the rest of you and is like, "I know you don't have any reason to trust me, but I can promise you that I'm here to help. I've been doing what I can to oppose people like the Wind Barons and Elois.
Who is it, Tom?
If I'd known who was involved."
Who?
So many people have said
So
that to
yeah,
us in
Quill,
the
you got a
past.
moment.
A quick question.
Of course.
Can you see a small ghost-like goblin in the room?
She turns. She nods. I wasn't going to bring it up, as it seems quite strange.
Right.
It's like the elephant in
Smeek's
the room.
like,
The goblin in the room.
and then he vanishes.
So it's not a group hallucination.
Okay, so this is all real?
Afraid not.
Good to know. Quill, come in telepathic. Quill.
How did you know about the explosion?
Which, the explosion at Northers?
Elenasto.
Well, if the whole city heard about it.
How did you know about it to escape from it?
Huh?
What?
She's like, I didn't. I had just left Adea there. I was sneaking out. I didn't want her parents to know about me.
That wasn't Adea.
Huh?
There's a mask. I don't know what you're talking about. I told you I'm Adea's partner.
And I told you I could find out.
I don't understand.
It's a day.
You're Adea Elenasto.
The figure is just like, I don't know what kind of magic you're trying to pull, Arakoka, but I told you, Adea is dead. She died in that explosion.
She wasn't at the explosion. I saw you leave.
She takes a visible step back. Sorry, but I'm not buying it. I've told you can have my help. I'll come visit you again tomorrow if you're still here.
If you're
She begins
Adea,
making
why
way.
would you let your brother believe that you were dead? I believe the bird. The bird knows shit. The bird knows. The bird knows.
If it truly is my sister, she would rightly suspect that it wasn't me at that estate when she found me. As
She turns, but she's not left yet. Like, she's about to go up the stairs, and she's just... There's, like, deep breaths.
Adea wouldn't be so quick to believe you were dead, but that's her.
You may as well admit it. Your brother's here.
The head turns back, and the mask's pulled away. And, yeah, it's like looking... It's like looking at a female Lucius. Like, they're identical. They're twins, but without the eye colours. And as she pulls the mask away, her kind of long brown hair, she has darker hair, is the main difference, falls down her shoulders.
Well, he's
Lucius.
got dyed hair at the moment.
And she doesn't look at Lucius, like she's looking at Quill.
I'll visibly stumble in the back of my cell.
How did you know? Nobody else knows. Nobody could have known.
I have a gift from Hesper. I can ask the right questions. I asked who the Moonstar really was.
She just kind of pauses and shakes her head for a moment. Yeah, I didn't know about the explosion. I'd been sneaking out for months, going to my workshop. I left my partner, Lorna, there. I was going to go back to her in the morning, but then I heard about the explosion. When they were reporting me dead, I knew that it was my chance to try and find out who did it. And they never would have suspected that I had somebody else in my room. And then she glances at Lucius, but it doesn't last long. Like, you can see she's somewhat ashamed to look at him.
You're alive?
I don't know about that. Technically, Aerois Elenasto did die in that explosion.
I'm so sorry.
You're sorry. No, you don't have anything to apologize for, brother. I thought you were dead. I genuinely did. We all did.
So you've been living as the Moonstar exclusively since?
I'm afraid I don't have my brother's creativity. I'm not very good at coming up with ideas, but I always loved Fiasco, and we were always a very religious family, so it seemed like a natural fit to proclaim to be her champion and try and dispense some justice in the world.
So you're not the champion of Fiasco?
No. Well, I guess if I am, if it's a chosen title, but
Okay.
I saw it as an opportunity to go after the people that I knew that something had happened, that I knew that Father wouldn't have made that sort of mistake they were accusing him of. I knew that it must have been something to do with the Wind Barons. He mentioned to me that they'd been pressuring him, trying to get him to join their little alliance, but he'd refused them. I didn't think that they'd go to such extreme measures. So I decided to go to extreme measures of my own. I've always had a talent for invention and building things. Not much of a wizard or a sorcerer, but I know how to use magic and technology. So I've been trying to hit them where it hurts them.
Yeah, you've built a reputation in Gusthaven. Not a good one.
I don't care about that. All I care about is making sure that justice is done. I don't care if everyone in the city hates Moonstar. What matters is that these Wind Barons pay for what they've done.
What was your plan for when if this all ends and the Wind Barons are gone from Gusthaven? What would you have done afterwards?
I don't think that's a very easy thing to achieve, Guardian. There's more of them than just. It's not just Elois. Don't think that this is done just because you've killed him. There's a lot of other nobles. They're in other sky cities. They're not just here in Gusthaven. The Wind Barons are plaguing everywhere, from Horizon to Cloud Garden, everywhere. I don't ever think what would happen after that, I suppose. I guess I would have just gone somewhere. I thought that Lucius was dead, and Mother and Father had gone, and Lorna had gone. I didn't have anybody else.
I'm sorry.
You do now?
I don't know about that. Like I said, I'm not sure what's going to happen to you. I have a few spies in the palace, but things are still unsettled. You need something else. You need something else to collaborate, that Elois was more involved in this Wind Baron stuff than what evidence you've already found has.
Well,
is there anything you can think of? I'll do it. I'll find whoever it is, but I need information.
Which part of you was coming to help us? Was it the one that wanted to see Lucius safe, or was it the one investigating Elois?
She looks quite hard. Are you always this nosy? Probing into people's personal lives and their thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
In cases where we're stuck in cells and accused of murder and there's conspiracies going around the city, yeah, I think we kind of have to be a little bit nosy. Just a smidge.
Well, to the point. It doesn't matter her motive, she's here to help us.
When I heard about what happened with Elois, there's no way that a charlatan would have gotten involved in all of that. There's no way a charlatan would have turned themselves into the Sky Prince about it anyway. You always were a little bit naive. You didn't quite think things through, do you?
I didn't have much of a choice, sister.
You could have just run, left the body in that secret room where no one would have found it. I don't think anybody even knew about it until your bird friend apparently stumbled upon it.
Fortunately,
it's the talk of the entire palace.
A bit more like Dad than you are.
Yes. Well,
we have to confront our problems. You chose yours by giving up what you were.
And you've embraced what You always didn't want to be, I think. I want to help, not just for Lucius, but for this city. The Wind Barons are a cancer, a plague that needs to be cut out. They're going to keep hurting innocent people. The prince is naive. I know he's up to something, but I don't think he's involved with them.
We need to find the scryer, the person who reported Lucius dead.
Adela Venafor. Apparently she was last seen going into the chains.
It's news to me. I hadn't heard about that. I thought they couldn't find her at all. The chains.
Yeah, that was the last thing we heard.
All right. I can probably track her down. Norfield will help me.
There's also Salvirus.
She knew?
I think she suspected. We fought once. I was going after a group of Wind Barons down at the docks, and I think Norfield was trying to find some answers for her own. I didn't want her to know it was me, so I tried to threaten her, told her to stay away, and you know what she's like. She was training me when I was a girl. Father had her teaching me swordsmanship and bowmanship and that sort of thing. He was worried about me going on long trips with Sky Piracy on the run. So Norfield was teaching me her special skills, which I believe that you now know about.
How is all this happening? Right under my nose.
You were quite distracted, Lucius. You had your painting and your jousting and all of the things that you like to do, and I think you just didn't really want to see this stuff, really.
I guess not, but now it's very much in my face.
Father didn't want it to be this way. He wanted you to do what you wanted. He wanted you to be the little creative soul that you are and to explore what you wanted most of all. He knew that the business wasn't for you. He knew that it wasn't right for you. That's why he wanted me to take it over. That's why I studied the things that I studied, Ethereum and the like.
Which is why you should, when this is all over.
It will be difficult now. The death of the Elenasto family was a great way to cover who I was, to make sure that the Wind Barons were only ever looking for Moonstar and not a elven noblewoman. To undo that now, I don't know if that's even possible.
Well, I may have put in place some changes with the money that was given to me.
Yes, I know about the airship.
Oh, you know about the airship, but there are other things.
Oh? Something to do with the Viranors, perhaps? I know you've been spending a lot of time at theirs.
Yes, and that's all I'll say for now.
Smart. I will do my best to find the scryer. If I can connect them to Elois, that might help basically get you out of here and make sure that nothing bad happens to you. But I need to act now. I don't have too much longer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you who I was. I thought it would be safer for you.
I'm sorry I wasn't there.
I'm glad that you weren't. I have a gift for you when you get out of here. With that, she puts the mask on and turns invisible. You hear the door open.
Yeah.
Because invisibility doesn't let you vanish completely.
Lucius will collapse in a ball of confusion and emotion.
Now we know who she is it a good idea that she helps us? I mean, now we know it's her, sure, but it's still the Moonstar.
We need as much help as we can get.
True.
I think that, like you say, part of her wants to help her brother. I think we can trust her.
And she at least wants to take down the Wind Barons.
I know, no one trusts the Moonstar as it is, and
Nobody trusts Batman, but he still gets stuff done.
he still gets stuff done.
That's-
But do we
Gonna
want
deliver
someone...
the scryer tied up with a
The note on
the
it.
note on the front of it.
Do we want the person that no one trusts
I don't
to
think
help
we have
the
a
people
choice. We don't have a choice.
True.
They're
True.
looking. They know that they're looking. We already told them to look for that person.
Yep.
So
I'm literally creating a hideout for Moonstar. It's
Yeah.
literally Batman.
You've literally, yeah.
And you had basically a female butler who's also
Nanny.
kind of special forces.
Yeah.
who's a butler, basically.
You're Robin.
Origin story
Yeah.
of Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
boy.
need to
Now
worry
just on the
about.
side, just like, there goes Batman.
You're like, you're Batman's brother.
Shall I pay for it?
I mean, don't worry about our secret hideout. I kind of saw hers. Like,
Yeah. You're
I
Liam
basically
Wayne.
saw a workshop as well.
She could just move that into
Yeah, exactly.
Hers was like a small apartment. It wasn't like a very grand
Right.
secret hideout.
Imagine the things she could make in our secret hideout.
Yeah, next to Nanny Norfolk as well.
If we're not
Crap.
exiled.
Well, yeah, if you guys want to keep talking, but otherwise I can just jump ahead a few days.
No parents. Anyway.
Yeah, God damn, you have actually created
Yeah.
the perfect Batman.
Just gotta find the
With
Joker.
an awkward brother.
I've got color magic.
So proud of you.
Yeah, you're Batman's secret brother.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Yeah.
an artiste.
I don't know him.
She's not quite as cool as Batman.
Barry
She's like
Wayne.
fledgling Batman. She's like
No way.
Batman.
Year
when
zero.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Year zero Batman. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you guys want to keep talking, or like I can skip ahead a few days?
I mean, we've said, given everyone the right information.
This should just be a mess anyway.
2 days later,
Christ.
Valera comes down and you are released. Valera arrives and is like, I am very pleased to tell you that you are being released. No charges are being brought against you.
Can we ask why?
Your nanny gave us a tip about where to find our missing scryer.
Interesting.
We found them in an apartment block in the Breeze. They have been beaten and tortured, and somebody has been supplying them with Comet, a narcotic from the chains. But they were coherent enough that they partook in a zone of truth, as well as several other rituals to make sure that they could be a trustworthy source. They confirmed that Elois had actually engineered your falsified death, as well as confirming that Salvarius Aetheron was also involved. We also had information delivered by Democles Magrona. Apparently his mother had been involved with their schemes, and Democles had discovered it after hearing about what happened with Elois. He ransacked his mother's private vault, found various ledgers confirming the information, which were brought to the Sky Prince's attention.
Is that the one that we met?
The Sky Jouster, yes.
No, that was Bellona. You never really... Democles was... He was the quiet boy of the Magronas. Like, his brother was like bullying you, and
Okay.
Democles would be there, but wouldn't really partake in it, but would watch.
Okay.
Always the quiet one.
That's Anastasia Magrona.
Yeah.
Anastasia Magrona.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Salvarius and Anastasia have both been taken into formal arrest away from here. We did not want to put you near them. They will be tried for treason against the Sky Prince himself, but the Sky Prince does wish to speak with you before you are free to return to the city as you wish.
What
Question.
about...
Where's my hammer?
Your weapons will be returned to you as soon as you are
Thank you.
free of the palace.
What about their companies?
Well, their companies aren't necessarily tied to the individuals. Both Magrona Manufacturing and Aetherian. Matthias will take over the running of Aetherian, and I believe that Democles will be taking over the running of Magrona Manufactories as well.
Okay.
They are family businesses inherited down the bloodline. If one is arrested or exiled, then the children take over. Bellinor was offered the business, but he turned it to his brother instead. Turned it over to his brother.
Okay.
I feel like this runs deeper than this situation.
Indeed, which is why I've come to speak with you myself. I looked... There is something going on with the Sky Prince. Your friends mentioned, she nods to Nova, that there were funds he was gaining from somewhere. I don't think it's connected to the Wind Barons, but there is something he's hiding from me. Many of the nobles here have opposed young businesses, merchants, non-nobles who have risen in power. They're very much against myself and many others. I think that there is something brewing under the surface of Gusthaven, and these Wind Barons are connected to it, but it is creating deeper ripples. Whatever you uncovered here has started something, Lucius, and I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. But for now, I don't think there's anything more you can do, and in fact, I think it may be best if you leave the city for a while.
Well, how's my airship getting along?
It's continued work as normal. I checked in after I discovered the payments that you had made for it. We did do some background checks on what you've been up to in the city.
What about of the people that we hired?
Oh, they're fine. They've not been arrested. We had no reason to arrest them.
Thanks for doing the work for us.
You are. I would recommend you conduct your own investigations. My investigations were only related to Elois's murder and the connection to the Wind Barons. How well you can trust these crew, well, that's up to you.
Okay.
So truth induction.
Mm-hmm. You bet, I bet.
I'm going to lead you to your goods, and then you are free to leave. But the Sky Prince would like to speak with you privately before you go.
Okay. Can I message ring everybody?
Hmm?
I know that we kind of just got away with this. Not that there's anything to get away from, but we're just, free now. When do we start telling people about Starbase?
I don't
No,
think.
not right now.
And
Not
what about
anywhere in Gusthaven. Gusthaven
Hadar?
is no.
We'll tell the
It's
Sky
even
Prince.
worse. I don't think we
I
should
feel
tell
like
the Sky Prince.
leaders should
because
know.
As you're being led out, Valera just thinks you're all being very quiet as you're all just having intense mental conversations.
Eyes are dying around.
Yeah.
Twitching a bit.
Yeah.
Well, apparently...
If he's under investigation for other things right now, if there's other stuff going down with him, do you think it's really a good idea to tell him about it? I don't think so
It
right
could
now.
be in part.
He could
use it
be
as a
something.
distraction.
If he's getting money from somewhere, who's to say it's not Starbane? Who knows? Just saying.
Hesper did say that people are aware in some form.
I think.
I think the Sky Prince may already be
don't-
aware in a smaller version of it.
How do you know?
Also, we've just been told to leave the city. If we just go, by the way, Starbane's on his way, just stir the pot a bit and then
Could be a
fuck off.
lockdown.
That's.
Yeah.
I just really think people should be told.
I really think we should find a leader we can trust.
Why don't we tell
yeah.
tell Moonstar, and then she can do with that information what she feels is important to Gusthaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She cares for the people.
When Gusthaven is in a better position.
But what if Starbane's the one
Deal.
seeding all this unrest?
You may well be.
Then
Because
the
it's
prince may be in cahoots with him.
easier to take over the world, right? If you
We're all just walking.
if you topple all the cities with politics and civil disobedience and all these problems and have the prince in your pocket, surely then it's easier to take over the world when everyone's just too busy fighting each other.
Then telling the Sky Prince means nothing. If he's already in his pocket.
But he might not be. He might just
We
be
can always send messages back.
an idiot.
We know
He might just be a
Moonstar.
pawn.
Yes, but we know that Moonstar's here. Quill can message them. Hey, by the way, sup? Hadar's a thing. It's fine. We got this. We can get in communication. We got an airship. We could fly back.
We'll tell Moonstar
Let's just
anyway.
for now. We just spent a while in jail
Spent 4 nights in
and
prison.
just got out. Almost got exiled. Can we not stir the pot?
Why would they
At
arrest?
the
They
moment,
wouldn't arrest us.
They might.
They might.
I don't know
Yeah.
what they're capable of doing to us. I just would quite like to be free for a bit, you know?
This is
I
a
want to
part of
leave Gusthaven.
What does Sentry think to all this? The Sentry is just listening to this conversation where they're talking about your mortal enemy,
Yep.
the one who waged war on your homeland.
Yep.
What does Sentry think? I'm interested.
You haven't actually met him either.
I haven't met Starbane, no. I'm kind of with Ayla on this one. I'm like, Starbane's a bad guy, but there's so much going on right now. Sentry's brain is like,
So many cogs spinning.
this is like, what is going on right now?
He could be orchestrating it, and Prince Aradan might not realize that's where he's getting his money from, or I don't know, whatever he's doing.
I think let Moonstar look into that side of things a bit more. She can let us know if she finds out that information, and then if the time comes, let's just resync that.
I'll
Maybe.
use the eye.
The people we trust, right? Moonstar and my nanny. Let
Yeah.
them know, and they have networks of people. They can-
Arvel. Sorry, I was just trying to think of someone else that we trust.
Are we just saying names
Well,
of people
we've
now?
met
Because
so many people. I was just thinking it's easier to list the people we do definitively
Arvel,
trust.
Araya. End of list.
Moonstar.
Just
it.
met her.
Scorb.
Scorp needs to
trust
know.
Scaldi was pretty good.
Valera, you kind of snap back to attention and you are stood in front of a armory where guards are holding your gear out, looking at you like, why aren't you taking this?
Take the hammer back.
Yep, they give you
It's
your
been a
equipment
long
back.
4 nights.
I'm
Feel
sure.
better now.
They hand you your things back, and then just say, when you are ready, the Sky Prince is in his audience chamber, and he'll speak with you. I'll accompany you up there.
Okay. Do you want us to mention the thing?
I would keep it to yourselves.
Okay.
Just in case.
Sure.
What thing are we mentioning this time?
Messenger
Nothing.
ring. The money.
The siphoning of money from external.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are taken upstairs. There is nobody waiting. A schedule has been cleared. A meeting has been set for you. And you are led in where Aradan is just looking out the window on the rest of the city. He's kind of got his back to you with these large, huge windows that look out of Gale Crown onto the main part of Gusthaven itself. His hands kind of clasped behind his back. You can see the greatsword is actually in a sheath on the floor beside his desk, and it's kind of embedded into like this plinth where it's like placed down with a bright gem on the top of the pommel. He turns. Thank you all for coming. Valera, it's fine. And she nods but stays in the room but moves to the back of the room. I wanted to offer both thanks and an apology. Elois, when my father died, I did not know if I would be okay. I never expected to take on this position as young as I am. I thought that my father would rule for perhaps forever. Elois was there to guide me, to offer me advice. I saw him as a rock that I clung to, as a drowning man would. I see now that likely most of his advice was only to further his own ambitions. The revelations of his connections to these Wind Barons, the conspiracy with Anastasia and Silvarius. It made me doubt everything that he told me, and now I feel as if I'm drowning once again. But I would rather be a drowning man who tries to swim than one being pulled down into the depths by something he does not know. So thank you. Whilst I am saddened by a mentor's death, I am very glad to finally have the truth brought to light. And I am sorry for having you wait so long, but we wanted to make sure. I'm glad that, well, I have my suspicions on who found the mage. I'm glad that they did.
Can I roll an insight check to see just how genuine he's being?
Someone's rolling an insight check?
What?
Galaxy Brain!
What's that?
What is
Yeah, you absolutely
insight?
can write an insight check.
What's that?
16, 18?
18. So insight isn't like, they're telling the truth.
No.
However, with an 18 insight, watching this man, you've been around royalty. For most of your years, you served the Astoria line of Solvin. You see vulnerability. You see a lack of armor, of shields. This is a man who has let down his guard. He's relaxed. He's relaxed but still tense in that I'm speaking about something I find uncomfortable way. But he keeps eye contact. His hands tremble, but from a emotional reasoning rather than a nervousness. The rest of his body is still. His eyes don't dilate. From his body language, that's what you get. How you interpret that is up to you.
Cool.
But I would say that you definitely get the sense that the other thing you'll get from that insight is I will tell you that it's very clear to you that Prince Aradan is afraid. He's afraid that he won't live up to the role of prince, that he will let the people of Gusthaven down. That is a fear, that is a character flaw.
Right.
That if you want to, you could exploit. You could leverage that in persuasion or intimidation checks and things like that.
Sweet.
So you know that he is afraid of letting the people of Gusthaven down and not living up to the position of Sky Prince. That is a fear he has.
Cool.
It's the thing I'm trying to do with social engagements is rather than just telling you, yeah, you've convinced him to help you, or like, yeah, he's lying. I'll give you things like, oh, he's afraid of this, or this is a secret, or you figure out that he doesn't like this, and then you can use that.
Hates mayonnaise.
Nice.
I'll step forward.
Mm-hmm.
For your part in this and of Gusthaven, I want to thank you too, because I've seen a prince before you. I was very young, but I know what it takes to be in the position that you're in, and you did the right thing. The first step in Gusthaven going in the right path, I hope. But like I said before, nothing is black and white. No one is black and white. Let's just hope there's more white than black in Gusthaven.
That is my hope, Lucius. I want this to be a good city. Good for its people and good for the world of Aerois.
And if I may,
He nods.
nothing comes for free.
He looks at you hard. Yes, you're quite right. Thank you. I know that all of this cannot have been easy on you especially. And you're very different to the young boy I remember. You've given me a lot to think about. I hope that whatever you choose to do next, I know that you've sold off your estate and you've invested your money in an airship. I hope wherever you go, you find what you're looking for.
Thank you.
He nods to all of you. His owl flies down and just kind of lands on his shoulder and he kind of scritches it. He has an owl pet, by the way, for your benefit, Katie. And yeah, he's just like, thank you. I won't take up any more of your time. He just nods.
Okay.
Can I just say to him before you leave?
Yeah,
so
for sure, you can. Yeah.
Don't let these uncertain times sway you. I know you can do the right thing.
Thank you, Sensory. Thank you. And he just nods.
Thank you for everything.
No, thank you. And he just gestures like, okay, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Yeah.
Fuck off, please.
No, I mean, he's definitely not giving you the, like, you can leave now. It's more that he's said what he wants to say.
Yeah.
He feels that you've said what you want to say. So there is that silence of, like...
I have Hesper.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to. You've got 2 charges. You've only got 1 left.
I've only got 1 left, but...
You've still got 3 days, I think, before you get that back as well. You've had 4 days in prison, so you've got 3 days before you get new charges. You get to roll for charges.
I don't think I will.
No?
No. I think I might need to save it.
Okay. I'm going to change the charges on Eye of the Storm. I'm going to make it a D3, so there's a chance you can have 1, 2, or 3 charges each week, because right now you'll always have 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So I'm going to change it to just a straight D3.
Right, okay.
Which does nerf it a little bit, but it means that, like, you might have a week where you're like, I can use it 3 times, oh my god! And then you might have a week where you're like, fuck, I can only use it once, what do I do?
Yeah.
It makes the risk versus reward better on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think, like, I already know as much as I need to know about him, so I'm just going to, like, leave it.
Okay, sure.
Leave the poor man alone.
Yeah.
Poor man has suffered enough.
You thunder gun is owl.
It's like the owl. What have you been up to, you little...
Use the
feathery-
Eye of the Storm on the gal.
It's the owl!
This owl is Hadar.
It's a polymorph
God.
black dragon in the shape of an
my
owl.
God.
Oh, fuck.
That's the thing that can happen. What would you like to do?
I will, on the way
you.
out, give a very respectful bow to
Yeah, he bows back. I meant more like half
the
bows.
guard.
Oh, Valera, Captain
Valera.
Valera. Yeah, she kind of nods her head curtly, and just kind of gives you a stern, sort of like, well done. I'm a military woman. Good job.
Please keep him on the right path.
I will try to. That is my duty.
Cool. I think we're all awkwardly leaving now.
Yeah.
Good luck with it all!
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Like so. Yeah. Where do you go? What do you
Should we
do?
just say to her before we leave, if you need to contact us, is there some magical means of doing that?
There are sending spells, but I'd have to approach the Church of Fiasco to do so. I'm not a spellcaster. I'm just a warrior.
Well, Birdie here can respond if you do need us.
All right.
Everyone can. Respond.
Well, he can send more messages.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's good to know. Yes, well, I believe that you have an airship, so I have already flagged. Your crew told me it is called the Storm Chaser.
Yep.
I've already flagged it, so whenever you wish to dock, you are always welcome here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I suppose we should probably see the progress on that.
Yeah.
You want to see my airship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make your way back to Cloud Garden, the airship. You find Lily and Sprocket's shipwriting company. You can see there is something there. As you begin to approach, emerging from the back of the ship docks, extending from the quay, is a dark-coloured wooden hull with sleek sails. Shadows kind of ripple along the sides of it and blend it in a kind of dark mist that forms around the base and the hull of the ship itself. And a great maw, like a beast rising from the mist itself as this great jaw protrudes from the prow.
It's so me.
It's very un-Lucius, in fact. When you arrive, you can see Sprocket, the little male gnome, kind of gesturing, and you can see there must be like 40 gnomes. They're on the rigging, they're hanging off the sides of the ship, and they're doing things like little tiny detailings, like just chiseling out like little bits of wood so that the planks fit like completely uniform. They're measuring like where nails go, so it is exactly on the point, and it's like, and then they move to the next one. But they work extremely rapidly.
Yeah.
Like they know exactly what they're doing. Like, but they're like ants just swarming over this thing, like putting things in place. There are a few actually Goliath laborers who are doing all the heavy lifting. So you can see these kind of big, mountainous, almost rocky,
Burpy. Gassy.
you can see like these rocky textured human men and women, both like carrying heavy bits of lumber. Several of them are kind of hoisting the second sail, the second mast into place as the sky sails are being measured. The sky sails themselves are, you can see this just soft pulsing blue magic kind of flowing through the sails like wind, kind of just like flying through. But it looks near ready to fly.
How big is it?
It's gargantuan. Like in terms of size, it's gargantuan. It can hold, I think it's something like 30 people in total. And then there is your crew, of which there are 10 of them, and then you have your officers and then yourselves. So you're already about like 20-ish people as it is.
Jeez, that's cool.
Yeah,
beans.
and it's 3 decks. It's main deck, then you have the 2 kind of half decks on top, and then you have 2 decks below the main deck. So it's a big ship. It's a big sailing
It's a big
ship.
boy.
Amazing.
Is it bigger than the
The Sparrow Blade.
Sparrow Blade,
It
yeah.
is, yes. It doesn't look as fast as the Sparrow Blade. The Sparrow Blade was designed specifically for speed.
We've got a dual engine set up in that baby?
You have a redundant engine
Yeah.
set
Oh,
in
yeah.
that baby.
Backup, baby.
Backup Jenny.
Backup engine. Sprocket turns. He's like, "Well, Lord Elenasto, great to see you again. Heard you were arrested.
Yes, but charges were dropped.
As long as you're not, being thrown off the island anytime soon.
No, I'm still here.
Not that it matters. We've got your gold anyway.
Yes.
It's a very forward business.
I don't see the point in all that talking around each other nonsense.
appreciate
Waste
that.
of time.
Sure.
I've got a ship to build.
But our fair share of that.
Speaking of, what do you think?
I mean, so far,
I'm clapping like at a vibrating rate.
She's a beauty. She's one of the best I've ever worked on, I've got to say. The redundant engine setup has been quite the little mechanical problem for me to solve, but I think I've got it.
I think you've got it.
Think so.
Perfect.
Yes, well,
Think.
it is an experimental. It's it's only
Okay.
a theoretical design at this point, but I'm excited to see what it does. I tell you.
Okay. And how long left? It looks almost complete.
It's the finishing touches, Mr. Collar, just the finishing touches.
Okay.
Just gotta give it that Lillian Sprocket dazzle,
Right.
It should be ready tomorrow morning.
I've spent too much money. This is too much. I don't know if it's so big.
It's spent now, no need to worry about it.
It's so gone.
Your
at it.
crew has been here. They've been making sure they're all ready to go. They've been practicing and the like.
Did we do the right thing about
Lucius, this is the best thing ever.
Look at it.
I don't even like airships, but look at that.
It's
Look at
terrifying, but it's amazing.
It's terrifying, and I love it.
It could have been more colourful.
No.
Can we change the
No.
colour to like bright
No.
blues or?
Dear God,
We
no.
could. It would cost you probably a few thousand more gold and several
I
days'
can
work.
afford
But
that.
You want
No,
to lay low, Lucius. For laying low,
This is
Right.
perfect.
yes,
And Nightfrost would love it, I think.
he would.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a point, actually. We didn't decide on all of the rooms.
no, we've left them empty for the time being.
Okay.
So we've left those empty for now. We can take a few more days to finish them off if you have any final decisions. Or you could simply return at a later date and we'll outfit them then. The interiors are much easier to design. It's mainly getting the main hull and things like that.
Okay.
I'm all right, thank you.
No, I'm okay.
Mackie D's.
Oh, you have that on Gustavon now. Lovely.
So those can be added at a later date. Likewise, if you wish to see more upgrades or different weapons and things like that, we can facilitate that later. You could, I suppose, go to any other shipwrights around Aerois, but trust me, you want to come back. I made it. I know this ship better than anyone
Of
else.
course. I mean, we've been given docking access as well, so.
Marvelous.
I assume you have a loyalty scheme anyway, like the other companies.
Yes. Come back to me and I'm very loyal. That's my scheme.
Wonderful.
There's no. Once you build 4 airships, you get the 5th one free? Or...
Have you ever built an airship, Mr. Kalar?
No.
It's a very expensive, very laborious process.
I imagine.
I used to build the ones in bottles.
Me too.
You can build a little model airship in a bottle and then...
Quite rudimentary, nothing like the real thing, but it is fun. Oh, I almost forgot. A young woman dropped off a package for you, Mr. Elenasto.
Oh,
Completely
really?
forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Moonstar.
What did they say?
It was an older half-elfin woman, I think. She said that she was your nanny, but that can't be possible. And she simply said that you would understand it was a gift from someone.
Excellent. Where
It's
is-
in the captain's quarters.
Oh, wonderful. I guess we'll go inside the
Are
airship.
we
Yes.
to board the airship?
Yes, of course, yes.
Do we need
It's
to
all
wear-
structurally sound.
Safety equipment?
No, it's only finishing touches now. We're just getting the main job was the second mast, which it seems the team have done. It's mainly just making sure it's all fine and dandy.
Thank you so much. It looks wonderful.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Elenasto. Come with me, and I'll give you the little tour. And yeah, he will take you on board, and he shows you all of the rooms that you guys wanted.
Okay.
Because I don't necessarily have it right here. But yeah, the airship is basically done. It is just finishing details, putting on a few extra bits of armor, plating, and things like that. But otherwise, it is complete.
How do we board it?
So there is gangplanks. So from the main deck, gangplanks can be lowered that connect to docks.
Okay.
That's it.
Right.
That's how any kind of boarding is
Are
done.
there railings?
There are railings. But they are just simple railings. Like it's you could fall off them.
One hand contact at all times.
What the railings just go around the outside of the ship though. To cross the main deck, you will need to let go of the railings.
We need to make you a harness or something.
Can I have some rope?
They are stationary, Miss Guardian. You'll find.
I would like some rope though.
Just gives you like a coil of rope
Thank
to
you.
hold.
Tie it onto the side.
Yep. You get 50 feet across the deck because the deck is about, probably about, I think Gargantuan something like 80 foot long and about 20 foot wide.
Oh.
So you get to the stairs that like go down, you get halfway down and then dunk, you're like, you can't go any further. But you're now inside and you can't see the outside of the ship.
I'll work out a system for this. Carry on.
I mean, this is bigger and better than the Sparrow Blade.
No, it's
Just
it's high.
finished and with a new captain. Sorry.
New ship smell.
When you go on board, as you start making your way around, you begin to hear not quite barking, but kind of guttural noises. As like you can hear like come on, like kind of like slight barking, and you see two wolf-like beast-like crew in like loose shirts, kind of startle. They look at you, and then they kind of remember themselves, and they're like, Captain.
Oh, that's so cute.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry, we weren't expecting you here. Kamara said that you were busy doing something or something.
Well, I could appear at any moment.
You're And they,
We're actually being arrested, but we're not arrested.
who the fuck are
anymore.
you, bitch?
Oh!
They like look at you like,
Straight in at 11.
Actually say that?
they do, yeah. They're like, because they're like, they're kind of fronting on you a little bit. You're not the captain. You're not even an officer.
Can I?
Just the lightning
And you can see like
crackling all
their
over right
their
now.
fur starts like getting up as well. They're like, "Hey, we're the crew here. Like, you don't talk before the captain does."
Yeah, I'm an officer.
You're not a fucking officer. Like, she's not an officer, is she, Captain?
You're going to be dead soon if you keep talking.
They look at you like confused, like, "Oh, but you're the captain." Like,
You're talking to the junior engineer, and I am the head engineer.
"Oh, sorry. I thought you were just the engineer. All right, sorry." And then they kind of salute. I didn't realize that you were part of the pack. Thought you were just like some merc or something.
I need her to lift things.
Oh my god.
We can lift things.
Okay.
What'd you need lifting?
You bitch.
Nothing right now.
Fuck you, bitch. It was more like that. I ended up extending it a bit too long.
Oh my
Could you not
god.
call her a bitch, though?
Oh, sorry.
I got plenty of names that I could fire right back though, so try it.
They kind of.
I thought we were gonna get on pretty well, but you know.
You gotta prove yourself.
Oh, I
You've got to
will.
prove yourself to us.
They salute. Quartermaster, sorry, quartermaster.
How does he get a salute? And
He's an officer. You're not on the. Kamara told us all the officers. The Birdman's a quartermaster. The Ganassi's an engineer. He's the captain, and then the orc lady's the first mate. She's been running things around here.
And you?
Didn't say anything about a guardian. Didn't say anything about a wild elf. So I just thought you were a merc. I told you to shut up because the captain was speaking.
And you are, for all intents and purposes, our crew, and you do not address anyone on the ship in that way.
All right, sorry, quartermaster. We didn't know.
Just out of interest, do I look delicious to you?
Yes.
Damn it.
Like really, really, like just tear it apart.
Off limits.
Tear it apart.
It's fine. The halfling's foot cooking's pretty good, so it's fine.
Good. Is it?
Yeah. Howard's a pretty good guy. He's really fun. We like him.
Oh, good.
We play cards with him all the time.
Fantastic. And how are the others?
He
Don't call
loses
Howard
really
a
bad.
bitch either.
No, I wouldn't call Howard. Yeah, Howard's great. We love Howard.
We love Howard.
And what about the other members of the crew?
Of all the people you could have called a bitch, I'm remembering that.
All right,
Ayla
fine.
will remember this.
I mean, surely in wolf culture, that's actually quite
No.
a highly thought of
No.
word.
No. He didn't mean anything good.
It's a female wolf,
Nope.
right?
It's fine.
Maybe not to a wild elf.
Christ, I can't actually find like my.
Wild elves and beast walkers get on quite well though, don't they?
Yes, they do. But what you know about beast walkers is, first of all, these are wolf beast walkers. They're very territorial, and they are like their family is their biggest thing. If they weren't told you were part of the crew, they see you as an outsider.
Ayla,
That's a really dumb thought coming to my head.
Go on, share with the class.
I have one as well. Let's see
You
if it's the
said
same
they were
one.
territorial, and I just imagine them just pissing on everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, piss on the floor and maintain eye contact.
This is mine.
They're not quite that.
Alpha dog them.
But there is an alpha dog mentality. They're like, Kamara is their alpha. Their alpha has said, you listen to these people, you weren't one of those people.
Oh God.
Why are we not one of those people? We should be one of
You
those
weren't
people.
officers.
Pee on them. Pee on them. Maintain eye contact.
I mean, it looks like now that they've accepted, okay, you're obviously with the captain's team, we didn't know.
God.
But they don't look that sorry, that they're just kind
Yeah.
of like obeying orders now.
We will have words with your pack leader.
Oh, sorry, Captain. And they kind of like hunch down.
Just
and their
to
like
be-
ears go flat and they're sort of like, oh, sorry.
Just to make it absolutely clear that these two are very important to this crew.
Of course, Captain. Yes, certainly. Sorry, Captain.
At the level of quartermaster and engineer.
All right, Captain.
Yeah, yes. At the same level.
Should we go? Should we go now?
Yes, as you were.
And they like scratch a little bit behind their ear and then they
You know what?
dash off.
Like power.
I was gonna help you out up the mast when it got stormy and stuff, you know, but
Well, I just helped you out then. I just told them not to address anyone like that ever again.
no, you did. But
But
you looked down on me when you said at the same level. I saw it. Cool. Saw your eyes.
I mean, responsibility-wise,
It's pretty much like captain, first mate, quartermaster would be like the range, and then bosun is the next after that, and then doctor and cook are all below that.
Where am I?
And then
So you're below quartermaster but above
What?
doctor. Yeah. Quartermaster is like very essential to a ship.
I'm not taking
Without the quartermaster, you will crash and die.
I guess without an engineer.
An engineer is there to
Crash and
fix things
I'll
that
make you
are
crash.
Yeah.
the engineer is there to fix things when things go wrong. The quartermaster's job is to stop things going wrong.
We're support.
Yeah.
Well, this is a solid start with the old morale.
Yeah. The
Let's-
moment we arrive on the
Rock and
ship.
roll.
Let's go to the captain's quarters, shall we?
Someone says, "Who the fuck you, bitch?"
Fuck you, bitch. the wolf pack have got rules, okay?
Oh, I want a wolf pack emote.
Yeah.
So yeah, you make your way to the captain's quarters, and inside the captain's quarters, because you've not been there, is a orc woman in green with a big feather hat. I guess I'll play Aerois so that you're not constantly switching between the two. So if I get stuff, if you're like, Aerois wouldn't do that, just tell me and we'll retcon it, alright? And she's like going over diagrams on the table and stuff, and when she hears the door, she's like, "Hey, I did not say to come in." "Ah, my friends!" And she kind of looks around and she kind of like, and then she salutes, "Captain?"
Oh, right, that
French
is.
than before.
She had a very strange accent, so she's just going to be French now.
Okay.
Because I can't.
It was a weird mix.
It was
I
a
don't
weird
think-
mix of
I couldn't even
accents
pin
all
it
over
into
the
anything.
place. Captain, sorry, she will be more like this, I guess. So,
Do we need the formalities? I guess it's important for.
oh, absolutely. You are the captain. I am the first mate. Of course, in private we can be more relaxed, but I should still treat you with the same respect with all of you as well.
Araya! And I just throw myself at her.
And she like kind of hugs you and like pats you down and she's like, "You're looking well, Nova."
I suppose I report to you now.
Certainly you will all do. So the chain of command will obviously be Lucius will speak with me, and Lucius will discuss plans and where the ship is heading. But then if there are any problems, you should come to me.
But you assume the captain's role when Lucius is away.
not there. Yes.
Why did you make that clear so
I just-
quickly?
Just want
I
to make sure.
suspect that if Lucius is away, you will all be away as well. So
Yes.
it will fall on me and the crew to look after the ship.
Is
But what a vessel you've bought for yourself here, Lucius. I have never helmed an airship before, but I've been working with the gnomes here, and it is not so different to sailing on the sea.
just a lot more up and down.
That will be the hardest thing.
What do you think?
It's a fine ship, very well made. There are maneuvers and things that would never be possible on the sea. The crew you have selected is interesting, but workable with.
In terms of you, how are you?
I'm good, yes, I'm good. After we parted, I travelled back with Scaldi. We encountered a few goblins and things on the way, but nothing that we could not take care of.
Oh yeah, I'm back by the way.
Mr. Quille, I assumed that when I was told to come to Gusthaven, that you would be with them. Same with Sentry and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like I knew that she was back.
How is Scorb?
He survived the trip back. Scaldi is keeping him in Stenhill, I believe. So she's grown quite attached to the strange lobster. I would have cooked it for dinner, but
Yes.
As soon as this opportunity arose and I had the funds to have an airship, you were the first thought in our minds.
you flatter me, Lucius. You flatter me, but no, it is good, and I'm hoping that there will be some chances for some great treasure. Yes, perhaps I can.
Well, we were going to ask, is this better than your brother's boat?
Yes, definitely. But that ship was mine, and he took it from me. I would like it back at some point.
Okay. Okay. Well,
But for now, this will suffice. This is good.
Hopefully we can use it at some point to locate it.
Oh, yes, I would very much like to see my brother's face when we come sailing down from the clouds above his ship, eh? That would be very, I'd like to see the look on his stupid, ugly face.
well, actually, we should probably figure out where we're going next.
That
Yeah.
is what I will need to know. The ship still has about a day before we are fully ready to sail. There are some things that we need to go over just to make sure that everything is ready, but I will need a course. And Quartermaster, you will need to plot one for us.
Well, we have a day to figure that one out, don't we?
That should
Also,
not
you
take
have
long.
a gift.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do.
An older, quite attractive lady came by and she dropped this off. And it is, you can see it's like a wooden, very elaborate, very well furnished chest but instead of like a lock, it's kind of got like a sealed, like a letter seal, but it's been put onto the side of the chest itself, and it's a gem of blue and orange, like kind of merged together.
How do you know if it wouldn't make something like this?
The woman who dropped it off said that this was a gift from somebody you knew.
Someone who has access to a workshop.
Well,
She gestures it towards you. She puts it on the table. The captain's quarters, by the way, the captain's quarters are split into 2 rooms. So there is like a meeting room, which is segmented and has its own entrance, which is like a long table. There are maps in it. It's kind of like a meeting room. And then the captain's quarters, there is a double bed. There is a desk, chest of drawers, a footlocker. It's quite not extravagant. It's not plain. There is like a little bit like there's like a rug and there's some like nice bedding.
Refined.
It's refined, but not elaborately so. It's not like this is a noble's palace. It's just
upgradable.
Nice. Yes, it's
Like
upgradable.
Captain
You can spend money on it.
Well, it's the start of no secrets amongst us, right?
Yes.
Honesty is the best policy.
And if not, I'll find out anyway.
That's terrifying.
Creepy.
I'm worried about your position as quartermaster.
I see
No
everything,
snooping on
damn it.
friends.
Yeah.
No
Putting
snooping on
down
friends.
Ayla like that in front of the crew.
I didn't
Unbelievable.
do.
Putting her in a place, were you?
No,
Please open the chest. I'm really curious.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll do.
You just open it. When you touch the gem, it kind of lights up and responds to you touching it, and then you open it.
That is so fancy.
Inside, it takes a moment to figure out what this thing is. It's like a long strip of bands of Ethereum, but it all connects to a gauntlet fabrial-like device with a prism in its center. There is a note. It reads, Prismatic Alternator Gauntlet V1. And it says, to my brother, may this help you on your journeys. It's unique, just like you. If you want to go into D&D Beyond, Prismatic Alternator Gauntlet.
Aww.
What this does, and we'll need to go over it because it is a little bit complicated. When you see a spell being cast within 30 feet of you that deals damage of acid or cold, your dichromancy options, you can use your reaction to basically absorb the spell's energy into the prism, and it will convert it into charges. Now, if it's 3rd level or lower, it does it automatically, like Counterspell. If it's 4th level or higher, you have to make a charisma check. So it's a d20 plus your charisma modifier to beat the level of the spell. So it's just like Counterspell. If it works, the spell doesn't happen, and you suck the level of the spell into
Like
charges in
charge.
a thing. So it becomes like if it was a 6th level spell, you'd get 6 charges in it. When you deal damage with your dichromancy ability, you can expend those charges as additional damage.
Oh.
Nice.
But how much?
Two backgrounds, so d6 per charge.
Jeez.
However, there is a slight flaw to it. It can only hold a maximum of 7 charges at one time. If you absorb more than that, every level of spell that it absorbs above 7, you take a d6 of psychic damage. No saving throw. You just take the damage.
That's cool.
I might limit it to a certain number of uses per day. We're going to balance this as we go. We're going to see how effective this becomes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I'm not sure how much per day
That's
we see
awesome.
ice or acid spells.
Well, this is the thing though, is it combines with another of the Chromat Sorcerer's abilities where Lucius can spend sorcery points to convert spells into acid or cold.
Right.
So he could be like, that person's about to cast Fireball, I'm going to spend sorcery points to make it cold damage, and then I'm going to try and suck it up.
Oh, he can just turn a fireball.
Well, he has
into
to spend
cold
sorcery points to do it.
damage. Jeez.
But yeah, we'll talk about it like out of game, so because it is a bit complicated. But when you put it on, it goes where your fabrial is. Is Lucius left or right-handed? Left, like you. So it goes on your left hand, and then it replaces the fabrial, so you don't need your fabrial anymore. The bands wrap around your hand and become like second skin. So you have like this metallic, silvery, ethereum arm with
Am I
a
Winter
prism.
Soldier now?
Yeah.
With a prism in the palm, and then each fingertip has a small prism in it as well. So it's like you hold it out, and then it channels into your body, and then you can
I
release it
want
with your
someone
dichromancy.
really good at art to do that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And that's it,
God.
and that's where we'll end today's episode.
Amazing.
With a ghostly Smeek appearing in the captain's quarters.
Oh.
And with that, let's read some
I
things.
fire the alternate.
Hey, I suppose that's the end of the chapter, right?
I think that would be a good end of chapter point.
Well, I need to
Yeah.
do one more thing. I need to go get Helios.
We'll just call for him.
I think that's
So-
that's like a beginning of a new chapter
Yeah.
thing.
We've got
I
a
think,
day
like,
to do that,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. This I basically see that next session you guys are gonna head out,
Yeah.
transform and roll out.
Great.
Yeah,
I'll
got
update.
it.
Robots roll out.
And the plan was originally to start heading towards the City of Glass. If
Yep.
you
Yes.
remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I wrote together a massive quest log,
Yeah.
Yep.
and that was
Nice.
top of the
To-do
list.
It's our
So
big boy story.
I think City of Glass is the next
Yeah.
one.
And
Yeah.
I think that we'll
Century
come back.
time.
We'll definitely be coming back to Gusthaven. I'm almost certain.
When
Oh,
it's
yeah.
burnt down.
Maybe. Right. Woody, but back. High Rollers.
Oh,
after
Woody.
11 weeks
Welcome
of teaching
back.
music and LARP in the US.
11
I'm
weeks.
back. I know.
Holy crap.
Got lots of catching up to do, but hopefully we'll be watching live again next week. Love to you all. Keep up the good work.
Welcome back.
Delindan, good evening, ladies and jelly spoons. Had to change my tattoo date. My boss said no, cry
Oh.
face, so it's on the 17th now. Love you guys, especially Plant Mum.
Oh,
See you guys at LARP if you're going. Thanks, Trot. So Delindan is one who wants to get our signatures
Yeah.
tattooed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nightjar, working at Pride today and have family visiting, so VOD squad for me. Please no surprise deaths in either stream. I hate surprises. Also have a lovely time at PAX, those going, and a lovely weekend for not. Less than 3. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mia Kitty, thank you very much. R.I.P. Smeek from last week. Hope no one else meets an early end this week. Good luck, fingers crossed. Thank you very much.
Good rhyming.
Zelda Zorian.
Hey.
Another weekly reminder of how awesome you guys are, and since I'm running out of ideas for donation messages, I'm going to include a quote from my notebook each week. Buckland here, he is a human. He is an imbecile. He does have a floral crotch. Trell. Nice.
Nice.
Elv Noob, thank you very much. I was surprised to see Alzra lean into Eldritch Blast so strongly when she could have gotten 2 attacks and life drink improvement and sword skills beyond what they were before. Could that be a fun way of learning the bond she has with Kalisa? Elv Noob, Rhiannon picks what she wants. I saw a lot of people being like, why has Rhiannon done that? And I'm like, well, she wants to.
Thing.
I like
People
cool
already
stuff.
looked at your character sheet.
Yeah, people already
Yeah.
did it.
Oh, okay.
They've been all over.
We'll talk about that more in the Descent coming up soon.
Yeah.
Phoebes, 1235. My first time watching live as I usually work on Sundays. Also retweeted the pic of me in my Sentry t-shirt and it made my day. Sentry is the best robot mum. Thanks for helping me
thank
through
you.
the tough days. You're welcome. Stupid Sexy Centaur. Thank you for representing my fabulous four-legged folk in both of your campaigns so far. Love you all. Thank you very much.
Centaurs are cool.
Rosemeadow, oh my goodness. Somebody pointed out, by the way, you guys could have hired Rosemeadow to be the doctor on
Yeah.
that ship.
Oh, that would have been
We have to
amazing.
go get her though.
Yeah.
Go
Joe
get her.
Waddy
That
18.
would've been
I love the D&D guys. It helped me get through hours of work into I-65 this week during the 3-hour travel by train. Thank you very much, Joe Waddy. Generous donation as well.
Thank you.
Charlie Blackman. I'm a new fan on episode 23 of Lightfall. I thought I'd pop in today's stream to see what's up, only to find that Matt's gone. There are 2 new people. Hello.
Hi.
Kim's got short hair and Trot's turned blonde. What the hell have I missed?
A
You got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
Been a lot of years.
Elf Noob again. Remember that flower crown? Would love to get the crew. Would love the crew to get that back sometimes. Nah, it's gone. Hey,
Yeah.
Lucius could use it back at least for a while, so I can try and help him find distractions from all the crap he has to deal with. No, I think Lucius has grown up. It's like not about
Yeah.
distractions anymore. It's like
Yeah.
facing forward.
Facing your problems.
At least right now.
At least right now.
Yeah.
In other news, Pixie Mode Sentry. Yes, that would be very cute, but I don't think the crown's coming back. Vito95. Hi Rollers. I've been watching since the very first episode and I'm currently catching up at Aerois number 20 and I'm making quick progress. Just like to say love you guys and the work you do. Mark especially as he has inspired me to run my own campaign. Thank you very much.
Brace, brace, brace.
Bayfeather, man, both Lightfall and Aerois are getting insane. Really looking forward to seeing what comes through next. I'm off to work, so it'll be VOD Squad for me. Thank you very much. Darth Dave 41. Have to love that merch armor for our lovely Goblin Boy. Was that our first Whispers moment? I can't say I recall any. I've done like little ones, but that was the first big one, I think.
Whispers.
When I took you outside.
Ah.
Ace of Thorns. The bird knows. The bird knows. So beak then. Yes, beak in the style of the tick. Beak!
What am I even reading?
You can't know because you don't have.
Beak!
You beak
Yeah.
instead. You're beaking.
You know,
beak
as
knows.
in to knows.
Beak.
To know something.
Eddie Bridge. I hope you pick up Veskin, the quirky tiefling barkeep, to be the ship's cook if you return to that area. Loved his character, who doesn't love Mark's wily charms personified. I think like so many NPCs. I've literally got a
So
spreadsheet
many.
of them. Johnny H. So I only started watching a couple of weeks ago, nearly halfway up to date with the Roast VODs. Loving it. Great work, all of you.
Fast
I hope
work.
to be watching live soon. Thanks very much.
Thank
And then
you.
Socialism for the win donated. Thanks, Socialism. That's it. We're going to take a quick break and then it's going to be straight on to The Descent over on
Going
twitch.tv/D&D.
down, down.
Yeah.
Rivals of Waterdeep's finale, I think, is today. So they're finishing up. Say hi to them if you can head over to that chat. But get ready for 2 more hours of D&D!
Wow.
See you then.
See you in a bit.